Hey!
Oh wait,
We're live.
are we live?
We're on the
We're live. We're live.
Are you sure?
And we've got audio for everybody too. You know why I know
What?
that? You know why I know
Everything's
that?
working.
Tell me. Tell me.
Because if I couldn't hear you, then nobody else would be able to hear you.
Oh.
Hearing's a good
Lloyd.
thing.
Yeah, cheers for that. I said I had 4 hours sleep. I didn't say I had a lobotomy. Thanks for that.
My condolences.
Oh, seriously. Yeah, it was a bit more. Now that I've said that live, it clearly was a bit more in case my wife's listening. It was definitely a lot more.
That's not helping the case.
Yeah.
How is everybody?
Got 4 hours sleep. You're not 21 anymore.
Oh, don't worry. I'll
Jeez.
do
He
it
thinks
tomorrow.
he is with all his skateboarding on his
Yeah.
channel.
See, I love
Yeah.
the fact that I've gone through purchasing a whole host of VR hardware, upgrading my PC, taking up virtual reality DJing, starting an eminent career in role-playing games as both dungeon master and player and a variety of things. But it's only a midlife crisis at the point that I take up skateboarding.
That's the pinnacle, really. That's the
Well,
thing
no,
that's
it's
finally
got-
made us all go, oh, God.
He's got to buy the sports car
Yeah.
yet, and then.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go to the dealerships because they're all closed.
Oh, that's a good point.
Until
That's probably
recently,
why he hasn't
yeah.
done it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
got his Harley rental coming in next week.
I've got a small child to think about. I got a sensible family car.
What? That doesn't sound very midlife crisis,
I've got
does
a
it?
dog. Yeah, exactly. It's a Honda Civic.
Come on, man.
I mean, that's not. I mean, it's got a few gadgets, but
Yeah.
beyond that, you know.
Yeah, he's not going to mention he got a repainted Ferrari red.
And he's probably drove it about 4 times in the last year.
He's got the go
That's
faster
probably
stripes
true,
down the
actually.
side,
I
right?
think that's
Yeah.
low mileage.
Maybe 0 to 60 in 7.3 seconds.
Every second-hand car just about in the country now is getting sold low mileage. It's just like no, fantastic. We are playing Blades in the Dark tonight. Welcoming everybody who has come to see us play Blades in the Dark, rather than talking about what happens to people when they hit their middle 40s. That is a game. Blades in the Dark is a game about young people who are fit and agile and capable of really daring do. I don't know anybody else that can throw smoke bombs like
Yeah.
Batman, or put powder into people's faces and make them disappear, or hijack a goat wagon.
Oh, the goat.
I mean, there's clearly a superpower.
Or keep left in the ship. I know all these
Yeah.
things are all the stuff that we would know
Yeah.
in a tabletop role-playing game.
Yeah,
surely.
Solomon would get out of the goat cart and lend a hand, but he sat down for too long and his hips are frozen.
Yeah. When he does get up, it'll be a definite. Which will alert everybody around.
Yeah. Sounds like all his bones are snapping as he stands up.
So, for those of us who are new to Infinite Monkey Tales and don't know that we have an amazing amount of stuff going on all the time, Angie, would you like to give us a quick rundown of the nearest and bestest things that we're doing in the short while?
Well, at the moment, we've got quite a pretty. We've managed to fall into a nice, steady routine now of 2 games of D&D on every other Saturday. Every other Friday is Blades. Every other Friday is Carbon 2185. So yeah, we've got quite a nice thing. We've got monthly questions and answers, which is hosted by Kaldari.
Kadari. Let's get his name
It's
right. Come
not.
on.
It's never going to be that. You just know it. So I don't know why we have to waste our time with that. We have a special happening on Sunday, which was a kind of a thrown together. And Jonathan Hicks, are the author and creator of
Those Dark Places.
Those Dark Places, is running a game for us on Sunday.
Yes.
We're not streaming that, are we?
Yes, if we can, we will, because obviously.
I think we will.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
Corey's in there.
Oh,
Corey's playing.
apparently.
Corey's excited. So if Corey's there, Corey will stream it.
Yep.
We
There it
could
goes.
put a rerun on in case, see if anyone notices.
Tried that
So
already.
yeah. So we've got loads going on. So it's every Friday, every Saturday, and then in the week we were running alternative offline Trail of Cthulhu and Vampire, but we've all got a little bit overwhelmed recently with the amount of work that we're doing and all the YouTube and everything. So we're basically we're running at the moment just Trail of Cthulhu on a Tuesday night. But the plan is that TheInfinaty has decided that we're calling it the our RPG club, and it's going to be a club night basically, and we're going to start trying out a load of games in the background that aren't streamed. So we're going to have a few weeks of like Cthulhu, and then a few weeks of Merc Borg, a few weeks of Mothership. So we're going to try some systems out in the background. So if we find that we like them and we enjoy them, then once the like certain chapters of like Blades in the Dark or something goes comes to an end, then we can stream them or swap them in and out with a little bit more experience of what we're doing. So we, it's there. If anyone wants to join us, just let us know. But it's just chilling out and having fun and stuff like that. Arguing. If it's Infinaty's involved, then there's a lot of trolling and arguing and usual shenanigans that goes on when he's involved. So we've also got in June another Those Dark Places scenario being run by Jonathan Hicks. Got that coming up, but also one of the guys in the group this week said he's thinking of running another game. And the game has fell out my head.
Twilight 2000.
Twilight 2000.
That was Strain.
Strain.
Yeah. So he's looking for players for that one. So if anyone wants to give that one a go, World War 3 thing.
Brilliant.
Someone else explain it because I don't know it.
That's enough. World War 3. Fair enough. I think everybody gets a general idea.
So so that's where we're at. So
cool.
Loads of stuff going on.
Well done. Nice. That sounds like a huge amount. Even that's the cut back version, by the way.
It is.
That's crazy. Just a quick thank you to Paradoxical Ghoul for the follow. Thanks to Minerva for the 8-month sub. Thank you. Some Old Pirate, thank you for the sub. You'll be seeing that back soon, minus Amazon's cut. And Skaga, thank you very much for the cheer, much appreciated. And welcome to everybody in chat. And I will just quickly say hello to everybody who I can see. Angie, hello. Bong, how you doing? Minerva, Paradox, I think we covered just about everybody. Bongmaster again, anybody I've not seen so far. Lloyd's in chat, Kadari's in chat. Super Wolf Leo, hey, how's it going? Hope you're having a good one. And cool. Have we got a shout out for Super Wolf Leo?
I've already shouted it out, but
Excellent.
Go and give him a follow. If you want to see some drunk D&D on a
D&D.
Saturday. It's
Drunk
mad.
D&D is the best kind of D&D.
Yeah.
So pop along. Just give him a follow. Everyone go and give him a follow.
I'm right, aren't I?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I personally speaking, I've got no drink left in the house apart from 8
Well, you need to
pints.
go out to the shop and get some tomorrow.
I've got.
So remember, the official story is he's got more than 4 hours sleep and there is no alcohol in the house.
Are you home alone this weekend?
Might be.
Oh my!
Go and get the Chinese and the beers.
Already had pizza.
Yeah, I'd like scotch with my pistol whip. Just.
I can't drink in VR. That's the problem. I just cannot do. Yeah, other people might be more hardy than I, but I cannot. It just does my head in. Right, so we're good to go. We're playing some music in the background just now, which I think is coming through kind of sort of okay. It's a bit quiet anyway. It's just random noises for just now. That's all right. And I'm going to stop it because.
Alrighty then.
Because we're in the middle of something happening. Let's go into the game. I'll hand you over now to our game master for tonight. Some Old Pirate, take it away.
Holy shit, that's me.
It is.
So in our last game of Blades in the Dark, we have been, or the team has been asked to retrieve a pendant from a ship that has come in by a shady group known as the Dimmer Sisters, who are they are keepers of arcane secrets and ghosty stuff, and they've asked Solomon to get his crew to retrieve this item for them for a fair amount of money as well, wasn't it? They have arrived at the ship, the Leocadia. Ashlyn and Nicholas have gone in disguised as inspectors of some kind, and as is usually the case with this group, it's all gone tits up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And I think we left with Nicholas and Ashlyn, who are currently in the hold of the ship, who seem to have alerted the first mate of the ship to the fact that they are not necessarily who they say they are. Tar is currently up the mast of another ship nearby and is about to drop some crates onto some hired goons.
I'm on the deck and I'm pushing stuff over. Yep.
Yeah, and
I thought he was on our ship.
No.
Oh.
No, he was halfway along, I think.
He was, yeah, a bit further along the quay.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Solomon is currently entertaining the goats that are pulling the goat cart,
Yeah.
which is their getaway vehicle.
Can I just point out one point here?
Go on then.
When you say Ashley and Nicholas caused alerts, it wasn't Nicholas.
No, I just didn't. I didn't want you to feel bad that I was singling you out. That was all. We know that Nicholas had
one
done.
of those. Yeah. We aren't always
Nicholas is a
one of those
professional.
gangs that
He's a
shares-
professional. He's silent and deadly,
Um,
and he really didn't want to take me along. But
so I think when we left, Tar was just about to drop some crates on these hired goons, as I say. They are currently there's a group of them that are rushing down the quay towards the ship, which is now a bell is ringing from the ship. And Tar, we were going to make you do some kind of crazy roll, I think, weren't we? Or you were going to describe what you were going to do, and then we were going to do a crazy roll.
Yeah, so the idea that we had got to was that Tar was looking down over the walkway to the boat, and he had previously distracted people to come away from the boat, buying a bit of time, but they are now heading back to the alarm.
Yeah.
And that's two people that I figure that Tar figures would be able to be better if they were under a whole bunch of crates. So what he's going to try to do is use Tinker to release the slightly overweight crates that are packed up on the side of the ship that he snuck onto, in the hope that they will fall down and preferably land in front and not behind. That's what he's going for. And might even be that it lands on them as well, which would be a bit of a shame. But he doesn't really want to kill them because he knows what will happen if that does. So he's watching them running or walking back, whatever these goons are doing to get back into the boat. And he's got this chain, and the chain is just he's moved a couple of so when he releases the chain, it'll just set the whole thing tumbling over.
Yeah, well, I mean, how about this then? Maybe what we've got here is we've got like a net that's full of crates that's been lifted off of a ship.
Yeah.
And maybe Tar is kind of he's angled it so that it's kind of swinging over towards the
that's
quay.
very cool. Yeah.
And he's going to make this Tinker roll, or he's going to attempt to. In which case it will release the net, causing the crates to come crashing onto the quay in front of, or maybe on top of, some of these fellas that are running down the quay. How about that?
That sounds good. And it'll be a Tinker roll.
Yeah.
I'm going to push myself to give me an extra die.
That's 2 stress.
It's 2 stress. It's also desperate as well because we're still in a desperate situation from last
We
week.
sure are.
Right. Okay. So I will make that roll. Position is desperate. The effect is standard. I don't know. Is it a bit more?
I don't know. I think the effect is going to be great here because there's a big pile of crates that are, and a lot of them in this heavy net. So I think it's going to be great.
The stealth mission is going well.
Yeah. Look.
This is the first roll tonight.
What's the worst that could happen?
That's the worst that could. Oh, I only rolled 2 die.
Oh.
I get 1 more. I said I pushed myself.
Yeah, do it. Go for it. Yeah, you did. You did not. You didn't add your bonus die in.
Okay, right. I thought no. Okay, so Tinker.
No, we'll roll 1 more.
Let's
see what happens. Yeah.
Can't be any worse than those 2.
Oh, right. It's so. Now there is a complication. There is a complication, and the obvious complication. And it is a desperate roll as well. So the obvious complication here, I think, is probably that you have just crushed somebody under one of these crates, which is going to attract. Yeah, may attract some attention. Is that fair? Do you think?
Yeah, that's fair. I think it's pretty inevitable, really.
And so these crates, they come crashing down. I think what's going to happen, they come crashing down onto this key. The key is only made of wood, and as the crates kind of hit it, there's a splintering of wood. You can hear this cracking, shattering sound as these crates go straight through the key. Unfortunately, taking one of these poor unfortunate souls with it. And you can hear this faint, well, this splashing crash of water as all of these crates drop through the key. And straight into the water beneath. And yeah, with that one Wilhelm scream from the poor unfortunate that has gone through with them. Now you were dropping these in front of them. You were trying to, right, to kind of stop them from reaching the ship.
Yep.
So that's exactly what happens. In fact, you've smashed straight through the key, so they can effectively not get across right now. Which yeah. And Solomon, you see all of this occurring. You see this huge cargo net suddenly pop open, and all of these crates come tumbling down, raining down onto the key. There are still some guys on this. Most of the guys are still on this side of the split, and you can see, you make out from your position that you can see a few kind of laborers that were watching with interest as all of this was going off, and have suddenly gotten a little bit panicky and are now running away from the key.
Yay.
And shouting for help from somewhere. You're not sure who they're calling to, but anyway, they're coming towards you.
Oh no. Okay. So the thing I was worried about is, like, I don't know if it's safe. Like, would it be safe enough to just, like, I guess I could hitch up the goats?
Yeah.
So weird having goat carts, but anyway. Because if I could hitch up the goats, at least I can know that they'll still be there when I get back.
Oh yeah. We're not going to worry about stuff like this, because these are trained goats for pulling carts and things. Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, gang beasts. Yeah, so they'll do that. So that'll be like his thing, because it's kind of like, it's all kicking off. So he's gonna, like, hitch them up, and he's gonna start making his way towards the pier. Like, what's going on? Like, so the guys that are running his way, like, away from the pier.
Yes. So as you kind of shout that towards these laborers that are coming your way, and you can see that they're looking a little bit anxious, and one of them kind of looks at you. He says, "Something's kicking off down at the Arcadia. We've got to go get some help. I think we're being robbed."
You're being robbed?
The ship. I think somebody's trying to take something from the ship.
Typical. Okay, you go get some help. Oh shit. I think that's trying to be like, I mean, I can't, like, physically can't do anything about them. Like,
you can do anything. You can do anything you want, Solomon. You can murderize them if you wish.
I mean, you can get a ghost to kill them.
I mean, if I could convince you that I don't have to roll for it, I could.
Go ahead, convince me.
Yeah. Because I mean, the thing I was thinking of is just, because it'll keep them busy for a while. We still got the cart.
Yeah.
It's to try and, like, find out what's happened to the pier, because, like, you heard this huge rumbling and splintering of wood.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know what the cause is. Because it potentially affects their escape route as well. Because, like, now if the pier is blocked off.
Yeah, how are Ashlyn and Nicholas going to get back? Yeah.
Yeah, so is the whole thing, like, more or less collapsed, or, like, I guess enough of it that you couldn't really get a vehicle past?
Yeah. I think the vehicle there's no chance of getting any kind of vehicle down there. I mean, there are still some on the other side, because they were wagons that were kind of like going down the quay to collect stuff that was coming off the ships. But there's no way now that they can come back. There's no way that anybody else can get across. There's probably some slight, like some kind of narrow bits of the pier or quay on either side of where the crates have gone through that somebody is going to be able to walk across, but it's not.
But not easily. No.
No, and there's a very good chance that that somebody's going to pitch themselves off into the water and try it.
So we have a change of plan. So I'm gonna try and see if I can find a wayward gondolier or someone with like a small boat
Oh,
and take them by
Yeah.
surprise. Because then I can at least get around to the boat side. That way, if they need to make a hasty exit, they can without.
you're on a dock. You're on a dock. There's going to
Yeah.
there are boats
Yeah.
all over the place, kind of tied to jetties and things along here. So that's not going to be
Yeah.
difficult. Whether anybody is currently in them is probably
Yeah.
the big thing. But I'm sure Solomon can get rid of them fairly easily.
I mean, try.
Do you want me to come back to you?
Yeah, because I'll have. Yeah, could I use study to like try? Like, I'll see if I could find one that's kind of like abandoned, like alone. Because I got like study and tinker. Because I could potentially try. If there's one that doesn't have people on it, I could just like hijack that one. Otherwise, if there is one that's got like I don't know, like a little old man on it.
Do you have survey by any chance?
I do not.
No, okay.
But yeah, I mean, I could still roll it. I just don't have any points in it.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking what's going to be best for you there. Yeah, I tell you what. We're going to go with study.
Yeah.
I think we'll go with study then, if you wish.
Yeah, or at least if I could find, like, I could check over one of the boats that's on this side of the breach.
Yeah.
And I could
Okay.
find one that's yes. So to make it more worth studying, is I'll find one that's got like like something that's big enough for like one that has lifeboats that I could try and commandeer.
So you're kind of looking.
Yeah, 'cause to make it more fit study rather than survey, like rather than like looking at over the whole thing to see if we can find some like, because we know
You're
there's
looking for a
boats
fairly big.
here. like a
vessel,
lifeboat that I
yeah.
can that we I guess if they're available or if
Okay,
there's
yeah,
one, if there's study one of them to see if I could find a life raft that I could potentially be able to like commandeer.
Okay, yeah, let's do that then, because I think this is fair enough. I mean, it's still a kind of desperate situation. You're looking around while all of this shit's kicking off. So, but I think
I can't push it, unfortunately. That would send me right over.
no, okay, no, so that's fine. We're going to go with that, and we're going to go. This is going to be a standard effect. You're either going to find a boat or you're not, right? So
Yeah.
let's just say, let's say it's standard effect.
Fingers crossed.
Hmm.
It's also only
Okay.
Yeah. Got 5.
Yeah, that's right.
Success.
Yeah, that's cool. And so you kind of your eyes flick across the water and looking for a suitable boat that you can maybe use to help get your friends off of the ship. And you find one. It's quite a large, probably 6-oared thing that you can see, but there is somebody tending it at the moment. They're always sitting up in it, like maybe they're waiting for some assistance or But there is somebody kind of hunched over. He's kind of, and they're looking over at the pier. They can hear all of this noise and commotion that's going on over on the quay where you are. And so they're distracted, but there's definitely somebody sat in that boat. Did you want to make your way over there? Is that the?
Yeah. So I'll make my way over there, and then hopefully if they remain distracted, when it comes time to giving them the good old skirmish,
push him over the side.
Maybe get like the element of surprise and like maybe whack them on the back of the head with a oar or something.
Yeah.
When I get close enough.
Oh, that sounds freaking cool. We're going to do that. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Inside the ship, however, Nicholas and Ash, the first mate, Dewey Hamill, he'd run over to the stairs where you actually descended to come down into the hold here, and he has rang this bell, and he's kind of looking at you. He's kind of glowering at you as you stand there looking at him. At the moment, what are you doing, folks?
As soon as he starts going towards the bell, I'm running off into the cargo hold. I'm looking for the crate.
You would know exactly where it is as well, because you were the one that got the manifest,
Yes.
and you know exactly what number you're looking for on that crate. That's great. So you sprint off into the shadows. Ashlyn, what are you doing at that point?
So Is he making way to go or attack us, or what's he doing? What's he actually doing?
Right, he's just kind of rung the bell. He's looking back now, seeing what you guys are doing. He does seem to be armed. You kind of see he has a knife out of his belt. And he looks at you, Ashlyn, and he kind of says, "Yeah, I know you. You're mates with Basho Baz, ain't you?"
I know him.
"Well, tell him I said hello," he says, and he kind of steps forward towards you.
I pull my blade out.
Okay.
I just turn around and I say, "Yeah, don't think you want to be doing that, do you?" And I load my yep. I'm gonna do my mesmerize.
Right, now this is a special ability that Ashlyn has, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this works when she sways somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you sway someone, you may cause them to forget that it's happened. So the thing is, I'm not sure if you've kind of understood what this is. This means that if you sway them, you can make them forget that you have swayed them.
Oh, I forget that then.
Yeah. So that might not help you in this situation. It's not going to make them suddenly forget. You
okay, well the thing is, it's too late. The bells are ringing anyway, so okay, so I get my transpowder and kind of I want to blow it in his face, and persuade him to become more subdued, and then I'm just going to tie him up.
Sure. Okay.
There's going to be a sleight of hand acting, so it's good finesse.
You think you're going to finesse this? You're basically going, as he approaches you with this wicked-looking knife, you're basically just going to have this handful of transpowder and throw it into his face. Is that what?
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. Yeah, I think finesse is perfectly suitable for this, especially because you are doing it with to be surreptitious about it as well, I guess. With the
I think I get it out of my pocket, but when I throw it, I throw it. I think you know what I mean.
It's like I think finesse is suitable. Yeah.
Whiskey standard.
This is desperate, and I think the effect is going to. Ooh, what's the effect?
It'd be amazing.
No, it's not. It won't be. It won't be like great or anything like that. But unless you want to push yourself to stress, you can increase the effect if you wanted to, or you can make it. Well, you can't make it more desperate than it is, but.
No, I'm not going to push you or anything, because if it doesn't work, I'll just stab him. So.
That's the spirit. Okay. Right, let's do it.
So what's this? What's limited?
No, it's going to be.
Brilliant, great.
No, it will be
standard.
I think it'll be standard effect. It's going to. Okay. So as you reach into your pocket and you grab the transpowder and you go to throw it, he kind of slashes out with his blade, and he catches you with the blade, and he's going to give you a level 1 harm here. Oh, no, wait a minute, it's desperate, isn't it? So it's going to be a bit more serious than that. Let's say he's probably kind of slashed you right from the wrist to the elbow with this knife as you've kind of gone to throw the powder. You can resist it, remember. You can resist this with prowess, but you will take stress when you do it. It's just how much is the thing. You're going to roll. You'll roll prowess.
I'm in a fight. I'm going to resist it.
Right. So you roll prowess, and we take the highest number, 4. Take that away from 6. That leaves 2. So you take 2 stress.
Ninja block.
Well, that will bring it down to basically, you've got you've got a cut on you. What it's going to be? It's going to be a slashed forearm. It's going to be your right arm this time. You've got a bruised forearm on your left. You've got a slashed forearm on your right. So you will have less effect now when you do stuff that requires the use of your arms. But the transpowder straight into his face. There's a big cloud of this white stuff kind of around his head, and he kind of blinks at you as if he's like not sure what he's doing there anymore or who you are.
I look around, grab some rope, and just tell him to sit down on behind some crates, and I tie him up.
Okay, right. Fine. While you're doing that, Nicholas, you have run into the hold. You're searching the crates for the number.
Yes.
Now, you'd find it without too much difficulty. You pretty much have an accurate map of where everything is in here. And there are numerous crates kind of all stacked around this thing. But this one in particular has the number chalked on the side, 257 or whatever it was. It's actually quite a small box. It's probably only 12 inches across or in length. And you can. It might take you a couple of minutes. You can prise the lid off it if you wish with your knife, if you have one. Or you can just grab the box and run with it. There's some rope tied around it, so you could just grab it as a handle.
No, I came relatively prepared.
Okay.
I've got some burglary gear.
Nice.
I'll give myself a load for that. So yeah, I just grab a small pry bar out of my selection of gear.
Nice. And you jam it under the lid and you force it open. And there's the crate is kind of full of straw. There's a lot of just kind of crap in there that's been used as padding. And you've rifled through it and you kind of pull out this pendant. Now, it's quite a heavy chain, and this pendant with this turquoise looking stone which appears to kind of swirl as if there's some kind of mist or something rolling around in it. This is definitely the item that you were looking for. You have it in your hand.
Right, time to find a way out.
Yeah.
I am not going back towards the stairs. I'm going to go the other way.
Okay. Now, directly above you is the entrance from where the hold, the cranes kind of lower the nets down for the. That's directly.
That's what I'm looking for
right now. Yeah. Now there's probably a good chance, as it was being unloaded, that the crane is kind of over the ship as well, and the net is possibly partially lowered as well.
That'd be cool.
We know that Nicholas has a pretty funky special ability as well, which may be able to assist.
Look, can I run towards him?
You can.
Thank you.
I'm going to climb up on top of a couple of the crates and try and get essentially try and get a view of where Ashlyn is, in case I need to run back and help her out.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that as you kind of have prized off the lid and you climb the crates, you look back. In that time, Ashlyn has done whatever she was doing, and you can see that she is kind of just walking now towards you or running towards you. There's no sign of Dewey Hamill. You don't know where he is, but she seems to be alone, and the bell is no longer ringing.
As I'm running along, I just shout, "I've sorted him. We're clear. We're clear. He won't be bothering us."
Right. Quickly, up the net. I'll sort of indicate the net and I'll try and...
Okay, now I think the thing with this net, is that you can reach it without any difficulty whatsoever. But it's probably a bit far for Ashlyn. You may need to do something about that.
I've got some climbing gear on me.
Yeah?
I can bring climbing gear for one load because I know a person.
You do?
As it were, as a lark. So yeah, I'll get some of my climbing rope out and just help Ashlyn get up to where I am and then help her onto the net.
So yeah, you got like a grappling hook and a rope. You just kind of attach that to the net and lower that down, and she can just climb up it. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Something along those lines. Brilliant. Okay, I'm just going to jump back to Tar. Tar, what are you doing at the moment? You've just witnessed the carnage that you have wrought on the quay.
Well, that was delightful. I'm very glad that happened. It was a bit more than I bargained for, but seemed to have the effect. I think I got everybody. Oh, wait a minute. There's somebody left down there.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And you can see that there are these guys that are kind of standing around. They're kind of looking across the hole that you've made in the key. And maybe one or two of them are now starting to try and make their way across those narrow beams that are remaining to try and get towards the ship. But the others are just kind of standing around. It's not like they can all suddenly go charging across it. It's not that.
Back into my bandolier that I've used, and I pull out a small incendiary device.
Of course you do, yeah.
And I'm aiming for the other side. This is a kind of oil-like substance, which has two chambers in it, and when they connect to each other, it creates a small amount of fire. It's not a huge fire, but it's a small amount of fire. And I want to do it on the other side of the hole from the pier, because I want them to be dissuaded from going across the hole and making their way across. It should look, and I'm hoping that there's like some other crates that might be there. That
I mean, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, barrels or something.
But actually, there are. You've got carts as well that are kind of lined up there.
So like a cart with no goats attached to it. A cart without any goats, but with maybe some sacks of something.
Perhaps a straw or something.
Straw,
in
yeah.
the back.
But what I want to do is just kind of like make it look like it's not a good place. So I'm going to take out my blow dart thing device, and I'm going to bring that, and we use hunt, I think, to try and blow this little pellet of prepared toxic
flammable
stuff. I don't know how chemistry works, but Tar's expert.
We don't care. This sounds like the kind of thing an alchemist would do.
And it flies over into this back of this cart that's filled conveniently with hay, and it begins to smolder and smoke and spark if I make the roll.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what happens.
I actually
you wanted to use hunt, you say?
I did, and now I'm realising I want to use wreck. I want to smash the place up. I want to render that side of the.
Oh, the destroyer. That's what we need to stop. You.
Look, yeah, that sounds perfectly reasonable to me.
Because it's been a while since I played, and I thought I had the point in hunt, and apparently I don't. So there you go. I'm good. I was still desperate.
Wrecking stuff is something that Tar does.
Tar is just all about the wrecking of things.
We'll go with that.
Standard or standard, eh? Yep. Okay.
Ooh,
Oh, it's a failure anyway. Severe complication. Oh dear. I'll leave it over to you, sir.
Okay, right. So what happens? You hit the cart. But maybe it's covered in straw and sawdust and stuff. And what perhaps Tar wasn't quite expecting was that it didn't just kind of start to smolder. The whole thing just suddenly goes boom, explodes like this massive flame as this whole thing goes up, like a mushroom cloud of fire goes shooting up into the sky. I think, the goats and the driver that were nearby, he detached them. He was going to move them around or something like that. He kind of detached them, but unfortunately,
don't kill the goats.
He was a bit close, and both him and the goats have just suddenly been engulfed in this ball of fire.
It's good job they're on the water. Good job, man. Meat's
back on the menu, boys.
Yeah, and so we can hear the bells ringing.
Oh no, bells!
Already, as probably from maybe the guy that got crushed under the crate and sent to the bottom of the ocean, or perhaps these guys have triggered it. You're not sure.
Need bells.
I think you're right, though. You probably find that the cart driver is now covered in fire. Has just dived off the side into the water and
wow,
with a splash. But yeah, that's what's happened there. And yeah, that whole part of the key is now on fire.
It's just total carnage.
It is at the moment, yeah. Which is Tar's kind of thing, isn't it?
Really, really is.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to pretend. Well, I didn't mean to do it, but we know he did. And
okay, so Tar
Yeah.
is looking around as that all transfolds, and then he sees some people coming out from the ship that he recognises, and they're climbing up onto the
cargo net.
onto the cargo net, and he says, "Well, that looks like Ashlyn, and I think I better go and help get them out of there over the fire." And he walks over to where the crane booth is on the boat.
Yeah.
And he tries to tinker it and maneuver it so that it spins them round and it drops them on his boat, the boat that he's on.
Oh, drops that. Okay. So you're saying that this is the same crane that's lowering cargo into their hold that you've kind of.
Is it possible?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. So the crane.
Roll and find out.
The crane is ways off, I guess, the boat.
It's obviously pretty big, this crane, whatever it is.
Yeah. So I have to make a leap of faith over to from the boat side onto the structure of the crane and clamber up into the.
Oh, I think you probably do. Yeah.
Is that Prowl? Because I'm trying to do it really sneakily.
You can do it Prowl. I mean, Prowl is all up for anything kind of that involves kind of athletic kind of manoeuvres. So that's perfectly sensible.
I'm going to turn down. Something infested by loud noises. Right. Prowl, come on, Tar, don't fail me. Is this desperate again? At this point,
I think it probably is at this moment because of the flames and everything else. Yeah, I'm going to assume that the crane is now manoeuvring. It's kind of over the flames to a degree. So
yeah.
if something goes wrong, it's probably going to involve fire.
Brilliant. Is the effect standard in this case? Because I'm just trying to do one thing. I want to jump over, climb up, and if I fail, I'm in the water, am I?
Or in the fire. I don't know whichever. It's desperate. It's desperate, right?
It's desperate. Okay, let's roll.
So let's see. Yeah, it's desperate, but it's going to be. I don't know. It's going to be it's going to be standard effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making the roll, and I failed. Right, what happens to me?
Oh, you're a failure tonight.
I am a failure tonight.
It's
a 1, 3, and a 2 I rolled, which is the reverse of the 3, 2, and the 1 that I rolled earlier.
Holy crap.
No, not quite, but almost the reverse. Anyway, there you go, for those of you number fans that are listening on the pod.
You sure you use dice?
I'd like a change of dice, please, Games Master.
You need the dice with 6s on them, mate.
Yeah, stop rolling D3s, and then you'll be... I'm thinking, Tar, you go to make this jump. You basically, as you set the arm swinging, and you go to jump to the crane from the mast where you are.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing is that yes, you are going to fall into the water.
Yeah.
That's kind of
That's
the
not
obvious
good
thing.
though, is it?
No.
Well, it's not good. But it's not the end of the world.
But I had a bath last month.
But it's a desperate roll, so just falling into the water may not be enough.
Oh no. Okay, so I'm gonna hurt myself on the way down.
You
right?
are gonna hurt yourself. Yeah, you're gonna crack your head on the side of the ship.
No.
You can resist it. Now it's gonna be. It's a desperate roll, so this is gonna be quite severe. This harm that you're gonna take. I think this is going to be. I think you're going to take a level 2 harm concussed. You can resist it.
I will try. What do
and you're going to. It will be prowess, I think. And
I don't get any modifiers. It's a straight roll.
It's just a straight roll on that, and you resist it. Okay, now the cool thing is that you've rolled a 4 there, so you only take 2 stress.
That's good because that's as many as I've got left now.
Oh, have you filled that completely?
No, I've got 2 left.
Got 2 left.
Oh, good.
Don't take any more. We run out of characters for you.
So yeah, you were about to strike your head on the side of the ship as you kind of took this leap of faith, but you kind of something happened that caused you to actually you slipped. It's pretty wet out there, isn't it? So and you ended up falling kind of backwards, and you're about to strike your head, but you've somehow managed to angle yourself and you've fallen into the water. There's like a splash, and you're swallowed up by the dark waters of the void sea as you've kind of you kind of slip and fall into the water. Let's go back to Solomon.
I'm gonna try crack some skulls.
All right.
With as little physical power as I have.
That's quite all right. We can do this. It's cool. Remember, you can push yourself to give yourself bonus dice and stuff like that.
No, I can't.
Are you at? Oh, okay.
I'm also from a traumatic episode.
Okay, so this is going to be the final episode of Blades in the Dark, folks.
Oh, right. Nicholas are all right at the minute, thank you.
I would love the idea that he pushes himself, knocks this guy unconscious, and then it just cuts to black, and then it's 8 weeks later, and he's just on a little boat in the middle of the ocean. It's like, what happened?
Well, we'll see what happens here.
Give him ideas.
And don't forget, guys, if you're making these desperate rolls, you should be ticking the.
I did. I remembered for once to tick it.
I'm just going for skirmish.
Alrighty then.
And fingers crossed. Because if it succeeds, then I can get over to help Tara out.
Yeah,
Come on.
If it succeeds.
What is it with those and the rolls?
Now, so you basically just dropped down into what were you doing, Targ? This guy, he's kind of sat in this boat.
Yeah, I was trying to whack him with an oar.
Okay, so you've dropped down into the boat, grabbed an oar, and tried to hit him with it.
Yeah.
And you've kind of unbalanced yourself, haven't you, as you've done this? You kind of dropped down into the boat, grabbed the oar, but you've unbalanced yourself. And he's kind of grabbed a hold of the oar, and it's almost like he was expecting you, I guess. And he's kind of grabbed a hold of the oar, and he kind of swings it back at you to crack you in the jaw with the end of the oar that you've got in your hand. Now, you can resist this. I don't know if you want to do that.
He's nearly maxed, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think I think it's quite likely that I would go over the top of how much harm would I have to take?
You're going to take. It's going to be a level 2, I think, because it was a desperate roll. It probably should be level 3. I think I'm being lenient on you guys at the moment, but we're going to say it's level 2 because that's what I said about the other 2, and I think it's going to be. I think he's going to crack your skull as he hits you with the end of this oar, and that's going to be a level 2 harm for you there, man.
So the -1d, is that -1 to all rolls?
It will, but I think that you only get that if both boxes are filled, so okay. you're probably okay at the moment in that regard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he basically your vision swims for a second as the end of the oar kind of smacks you in the side of the head, and you kind of feel yourself kind of almost falling into the water and struggling to keep your balance.
Yeah, I don't have time for this. Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's going great, guys.
No, it's not.
So I mean, I'm gonna make it worse on my next turn.
How are you gonna do that? What? Tell me.
Because he's. I think because it's getting desperate and he's not because he wasn't anticipating the failure, and it's he's quite injured. He doesn't have the time to faff around. So I think he's gonna risk the compel.
Okay.
The assistant to get rid of this guy, so he can just get on with it. Out of I guess panic and pain and desperation.
Yep, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
I think you can do this. You're going to try and summon some kind of ghost. Then is that the?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Pull someone up from like the murky depths would be quite cool.
I think that's a great idea.
So the water's just lapping about and then...
Yeah, it's kind of in
like a ghostly figure starts like climbing up the side of the boat.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, what? The water that Tar's in?
Yeah, there's almost like this skeletal hand that kind of rises out of the water. In fact, there's probably more than one. And they kind of rise out of the water towards the side of the boat and kind of latch on and start pulling themselves up.
Oh, is this happening now? I thought you said let's go.
Yeah. Dragging themselves across towards this guy who can't see them. They're behind him. He's standing over you. You're laying down in the bottom of this boat with your with blood pouring from your head.
Oh God.
Now, I think you will need to make a roll for this. I think it will be a tune. It certainly is desperate. It will be standard effect as well for this.
Yeah. Okay.
Get out of this.
Fingers crossed,
man.
I mean, yes.
Oh, excellent. So what's happened? Yeah, I think these arms.
Yeah.
What's that you say? You're going to want to reduce?
I was just trying to read the options.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe reduced effect. So he's kind of these arms kind of grab a hold of him, and he's swinging this oar around trying to shake them off. So he's not been grappled or pinned by them or anything or dragged over the side. He's swinging these oars and kind of trying to fight these things off as he's standing in this boat as you're laying there almost comatose. Let's jump back to Ashlyn and Nicholas, who are climbing a cargo, and you've managed to reach the net, Ashlyn, after the grappling hook had been lowered down for you by Nicholas. Nicholas, you're probably halfway up this net already. You can see there's like a fire raging on the quay.
Oh,
God knows where that's come from. And there's also like a massive gaping hole. They've almost split the quay in half. And there is a bell ringing somewhere. You can hear this bell.
Shit.
I think you're going to have some trouble getting off here.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing the bell only rings for dead people and not just like a ghost appearance. Otherwise, at the moment.
As I'm climbing up, can I see anyone? Can I see Tar? Can I see Solomon? Can we see anyone from where we are?
Now we've already established that this crane is big, so I guess it's quite high up. So I think you'd have a reasonable chance of seeing your companions. Why not? Yeah. Well, let's say you can. Why not? Yeah. But you can't see Tar, strangely enough. There's no sign of him. But you do see somewhere nearby. There's like a boat that's tied to one of the jetties.
Yeah.
There is a figure that looks a little bit like Solomon. He's laying down in the boat, and there's a guy that seems to be swinging oars around or an oar around in the boat, as if he's fighting something off. You can't quite make out what that is.
You don't want.
I'll just say. Yes, I think that's Solomon. Can't see Tar.
Well, he was supposed to be on lookout. Maybe he's further down the quay. Quick, let's figure out his way off this crane.
I'll follow. Because he knows what he's doing, and that I'll just follow his lead.
Yeah.
Climbing up.
I'm just monkeying up to the crane.
Yeah, you climb right up to the boom arm of the crane without any difficulty whatsoever. And the two of you are kind of standing on the top of it by this point. It's very, very high up, but you guys, you can deal with this. It's not a problem.
Can I see? I'm going to do a massive look around to see if I can see anybody. Obviously, I'm looking for trying to find Solomon and Tar.
Well, you know where Solomon is.
Yeah. Or do we definitely know it's him now?
Yeah, let's just say yes. You can
Okay.
recognise it. He's very pale.
Wow.
He stood near that man who looks like he's doing some weird shit. Solomon's always doing the weird shit.
I mean, that's a sweeping generalisation of this group.
But accurate.
I mean, they don't know what I get up to.
That's true. I mean, is it more fun for them not to know who you are? I don't know.
What do we do? Do we just away with the thing? Do we need to go on? Do we need to help them?
This crane, we get off the key, we figured out where Tara's gone.
Okay, I'll follow you.
And I take it you're just going to run along the boom.
Yeah.
To the.
I'm just going to go straight along the boom.
Absolutely.
I don't even pause. This is normal for me.
No, I mean, this is it. I mean, and I think Ashley, you're probably aware that he's just running across. You're taking your time, kind of slowly walking along like one edge of it. And,
yeah, a bit.
And
yeah,
she's just bleeping, boop, 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 boop. He's probably at the other end of the crane by the time. As you look up again, he's like, he's already there.
As I'm running along, I shout like going, "Yeah, I'm fine. Don't you worry."
Okay.
And you're kind of standing now at the where you know the main part of the crane is, the control part. And you're kind of looking down. You can see this figure kind of laying in the boat, and there's another figure that's swinging this oar around still, trying to fend stuff off. Now, Tar, at this point, you've probably surfaced. You find you're in the ocean, for fuck's sake. It's pitch black. The stars are kind of swimming around inside around you. You know that it's not a good idea to stay in this water for too long. What are you doing?
I'm assuming that the main structure of the crane I tried to jump on was kind of flush with the edge of the pier. So I'm looking around to see if the ladder can climb up onto the actual the key itself.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
So I'm just paddling. I'm paddling over. Hang on, am I doing that? No, he knows that he has to go back on the boat to get past the big hole he made with the fire. So he's looking for nets to get climbed back up. If it's
okay.
Oh, you can just fell down.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But yeah, so he turns around, he begins swimming along the side of the boat, and he's looking for something like a rope or something to climb up on.
Yeah.
He would know this sort of stuff. He lives around the rivers. He has his own boat, or at least he's been on his own boat. He would know if it's likely that there would be a rope or an anchor chain or something like that he's climbing up.
Yeah.
He's climbing up the anchor chain. Let's say that.
Yeah, okay. I mean, there's going to be. It's a key. There's ropes. There's nets. There's all kinds of stuff kind of tied around these things. It's not going to be too difficult to find something to climb up.
I guess. Or is he just going to do it? Is he getting that one?
You're just going to do it. Yeah.
So I'm back on the boat then, I guess, after a fashion.
Are you climbing onto that same ship? That's the plan,
the one
is it?
that fell off.
Okay. I think you can do that. Yeah.
So I'm
that's fine.
I guess I see that Nicholas is walking on the top to her when I get onto the boat.
Yeah, you see them. Yeah, you can see these figures running across the top. One of them moving very, very quickly. The other one is a little bit more cautious, but yeah, you can see them.
I look up and think how cool they look, just running along the top of the crane. I'm very impressed. And I make my way to the other side of the boat to try and get down the way that I came onto it.
Okay, and I think perhaps as you do that, that's probably when you see this boat tied to one of the nearby jetties, and you see Solomon. He's kind of laying down in this boat. There is a guy that's standing above it, and he seems to be swinging an oar around at something. You can kind of make out these kind of shapes, these kind of faintly glowing shapes that are kind of reaching out and trying to grab a hold of him, and he's trying to bat them away with this oar.
How far away is this guy with the oar?
Who knows? He's how far away do you want him to be?
He's in like the next segment.
There you
of the
go.
dock.
That's where he is. Yeah.
So I go to the pointy end of the boat.
The prow or the bow, whichever.
The pointy end.
The pointy end.
It is called the bow tower. We went over this before we started.
It's been a long day. It's been a long 2 days. So I go into that and I stand at the front and I take out my my dart and I try and just sneakily just and into the neck. I can see Solomon, right? Because I can see him.
You can, yes, Solomon.
But for all I know, Solomon's getting beaten up by this guy with the oar, and that can't
could
happen.
be. It could be dead for all you know.
Exactly.
I mean, the bell's ringing.
That's a good point, actually. But anyway, so he tries to calm this guy down with a sedative from his bandoliers. I think I'm used up on all my things now. I haven't got any left.
Right.
And then so basically it just and it disappears off into this guy, and I love using I love using Probble for all of these things because he's just so good at prowling and ambushing people because he is so sneaky and he does ambush people all the time. And it
works so well.
Yeah. I see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to not be seen doing this.
I want to from the shadows. I just want to, and then make sure he just drops in the boat or whatever happens.
Sure.
Who cares at this point? If he goes on fire,
it is,
that's all right. It doesn't matter if I'm accidentally
don't use the wrong chemicals.
Yeah, what's the problem? I don't see any problem.
I don't think he's going to drop into the boat if you sedate him.
Sure.
So
go for it, man.
I do that. Are we still in desperate?
Oh fuck yes. And
miss.
I failed.
Oh my god.
Solomon starts climbing to his feet and suddenly just swap.
That's just fucking priceless, that is.
I rolled a 3.
Oh my god, I was writing this up. Did you fail?
Again.
No, not yet.
I failed again.
Oh man. That's just brilliant.
The rolls are shockingly
but he fails, but the consequence is not going to be him, is it? Because he's over there.
This is true.
A serious complication. I think I hit the wrong person. I think it's
You think you hit? Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So
Solomon's dragging himself back to his feet and suddenly just gets shot by a sleeping dart from nowhere.
That's right. I think. Okay. Let's do that because that's great. I think
it whacked him in the neck and he pulls it out and he recognizes the dart and he's
he goes, "You fuck!"
You son of a.
And I see that, and I'm like, oh dear, I better go and get him.
Oh
no.
Okay.
Excellent. Sure. So Solomon is unconscious right now, I guess.
Does that mean I can start my downtime?
My downtime is I'm going sleepy time, and
as we're running across the bow, I look back and go, Nicholas, Tars just shot Solomon.
He's obviously a traitor. Must kill him.
Yeah, I didn't realise there was a handbook for snitch.
My real name is Bet.
Okay, well, I mean, whether or not I see what you did there. Now.
Free Danny.
Now. I don't know if you would see that. What happened there?
Me? No, I was joking.
So yeah, I think. What Nicholas and Ashlyn, you've kind of made your way along. Nicholas, you're way ahead of Ashlyn. You can see part way down the quay, probably maybe 2/3 along the quay. There's like this massive hole, and there's flames kind of leaping up around this thing. You know that it's going to be really, really difficult for you to make your way back along the quay. Solomon appears to have tried, or he's in a boat, but seems to have been twatted about the head with an oar or something that this guy is swinging around. This person you don't recognise. But you you probably do see him. That he's climbed up the side of it. You'd probably watched him climb up the side of a boat, and then he's done something. You're not quite sure what. He seems to be standing there looking towards Solomon, and Solomon kind of raises his head to get up, and then suddenly slumps back down again. But you are right. You can climb right down the crane now towards. You're not too far from Tar. I guess Tar is kind of on the ship nearby.
Can we see him now then?
You can see Tar quite clearly. Yeah. He's standing on the deck of the ship.
Okay.
Well, I'm up here and I've got a better view. Note what Tar said earlier. Are we able to get off the quay from here, or are we going to have to climb over boats and things?
From where you are, you're probably the right side. Down the crane would probably put you on the right side of the quay for you now. There are a number of people you see kind of that have run down the quay, that labourers and things like that have kind of run away from where the crates have fallen and smashed this hole in the quay and where the fire is. They've kind of run back. Solomon obviously knew about a couple of them that were going off to try and find some help. You can assume that these guys maybe are gonna try and summon the blue coats, or that the spirit wardens will be turning up soon anyway because the bell's ringing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a mess. Yeah. If he was capable of speech, Simon would have told you this. Right. Yeah, you can climb down from where you are, and you'd be on the quay. But there are a number of people that are kind of around that would probably see you. Well,
see us dressed as officials.
Yeah, and again, you know, the uniforms are dark. It's dark out. A lot of fog swirling around from the sea. Nicholas could probably have no issues whatsoever with disappearing in all of that. Ashlyn, on the other hand, might not find it quite so easy.
What would you get the thingy out of here? I think of a word to call it. The
amulet, the pendant,
out of here.
whatever.
I'll go and get Solomon.
Right.
And I put my cap back on. Try and look official.
Okay.
I'll just slide down the boom of the crane and find a way out. Looking like I'm not running away.
Awesome. Yeah, so you slide down the ladder. You do the
oh
whole
no, I'm coming to rescue you.
Slide down the ladder. I think maybe at that point, that's when you kind of notice there are, at the far end of the quay, a small group of people is kind of arriving. And you don't recognise them, but I think the thing you do know, they appear to be armed. They've
shit
and things like meat cleavers and kind of meat hooks.
What?
Yeah.
Several very good reasons to not be here.
Yes. In fact, maybe you do recognise them. Yeah.
Anyone from the docks, I'd imagine.
Well, yeah. Maybe you do know who some of them are, because you actually pissed off a bunch of these guys when you kind of formed your little group. I think the Grinders were one of the gangs that you actually already have bad standing with.
Oops.
And they appear to be a few of them waiting at the far end of the pier, looking on to see what's going on, as if they've been. And it wouldn't surprise you that they're here, because they do kind of hang around the docks. They were ex-dock workers and things like that. In fact, I think Tar, they may be Scotlanders as well, which
Just remember, what's Tar doing at the minute? Is he's
Tar is standing on the deck. He's just
Okay.
he's currently taking out the rest of the group.
okay.
You've caught up with me, I guess, by this point, because I was not.
I think Nicholas certainly will have. Ashley is going to take a little bit longer,
so
but Nicholas will probably be quite close to him.
Yeah.
He's climbed down the base of the crane that you were trying to climb
I
onto.
see him over there, and I go down
You're
the
on the ship.
gangplank, and I meet him at the bottom of the gangplank on the way to the next ship to get Solomon.
Okay.
And I say, well, did you get it?
Yes.
I think.
There are.
What happened?
There are armed people at the end of the quay.
Oh, good.
I'm not sure the best way out.
That's not good. I'm getting a bit low on things, but I do have some smoke and some fire, so that should do okay. I think Solomon might be in a little bit of trouble. I accidentally shot him with one of my darts.
You'll. Never mind. Ashlyn said she'd deal with Solomon.
I have the antidote. I'll go to him. It will probably work.
Go.
Do it. Let's help.
I'll get out of here with the pendant.
Okay. We'll meet you back at the pre-arranged place. It'll be pre-arranged.
The convenient pre-arranged
like
location
flashback.
that could quite logically
Flashback.
be.
Flashback.
Okay.
Before we left, we agreed on the pre-arranged place. It was pre-arranged to meet if we needed such a place. And it's a pub somewhere. That's not a.
We have an automatic place where things go awry. We always meet.
Yeah.
Under protocol.
If you wouldn't mind
that's-
checking up the goats on the way out, that'd be great.
He's very protective of the goats, is Solomon. Yeah, I mean, Tar, the pub that you know, is the Black Dog.
Yeah.
That's the one that you would maybe have thought of. If you want to spend a point of stress,
No.
it's not, actually no, it's not going to take any stress at all. That would be an obvious thing.
Yeah,
we haven't-
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we say if it all goes wrong, then somewhere away from our usual place might be good. I know a place we can lie low. It's in the crows area, so Basho won't give us any
Crow's
trouble. And it's called the Black Dog. The Black. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable thing
So,
to do. It's not going to cost you any stress. That's going to be
Yeah,
cool.
we'll see you at the pre-arranged place if we pre-arranged. And I run off to find the boat, and I see it. Is there still somebody waving a
Yeah, there's a
board?
guy that's waving this goddamn oar around, fighting off some things that are trying to grab a hold of him and drag him overboard, I guess.
Oh, and I can see Solomon lying down a ways away from that.
Yeah.
Can I get?
He
to
doesn't
him?
look very well. I think. Well, yeah. I mean, you will get to him eventually, I
Yeah.
guess.
So I'm gonna run past the guy that assuming that the boat's a long ways along the spur, the branch of the dock. And I run along, and I look down. The guy's waving these oars about at one side of the ship, and he's kind of getting pushed back by this thing gradually. And Solomon's lying kind of where I shot him, towards the pointy end of the boat. And, and I try to climb down one of those ladders that's built into the stone to get to this.
There's obviously a ladder down to this boat. That's how
Yeah.
the guy got there in the first place. That's not an issue.
Yeah, I jump over to the boat and I go over to where Solomon is, and I look down and go, "Oh, I didn't think it had quite that much effect on somebody."
Yeah. Now, remember, this guy is in the same boat. He's
Yeah.
waving an oar around as you climb down.
It's a sizable boat, no?
It is a fair old size. I said it was like 6 oars, so
He's not
like
gonna-
there'd be like 3 benches where people would sit to row. I guess Solomon is kind of falling into the back part of that
Yeah.
near the
and
stern of
that
the
guy's
boat.
getting away from this ghosty thing, so is he?
Yeah,
getting
he's
himself-
just kind of I mean he's
as long as
probably
he's not going to hit me. I know what happens because I know what. I know.
Would
what,
the ghost attack?
Well, this is a very good question, and I think if nothing else, it's going to be fucking terrifying for Tar to see these things as well. So
I see it as well, and okay, that changes.
yeah.
In that case,
So
I didn't
yeah,
think I would see it. Right, okay. If I do see it, I'm going to have to make a roll.
you would.
Up.
So close, yeah, so far.
This might be a resistance.
Shit, that's stress though, isn't it?
Or you can just accept it that you're going to be terrified. You can either run away or be frozen in terror.
I will
or you
take,
can resist.
I will take Frozen in Terror. How long does that last for?
Until we decide, I think. Or until they are gone.
How much
Maybe.
stress would I likely get if I was going to get some?
You are going to roll.
No,
now,
I'm not,
I think
I'm
it's
not.
resolve.
It's been
I
too
think
bad.
you'd roll resolve.
It's been too bad.
And yeah,
I've
and
only
that.
got one dice. Nah.
Yeah,
I'll
and
just,
that's.
so I run round the corner, down the walkway towards this boat. Maybe it's got like a little cabin in the middle of it or something. Does it? Is it a little one like that? Or yeah. And I look down to see where Solomon is. I see Solomon, and I hear a noise, and I look back to see this guy. And there's this bloody ghost. What does the ghost look like?
Well, at the moment, you can see it kind of looks like it's like a corpse that's kind of decayed away, and so it's kind of basically looking at kind of bony kind of hands that are kind of reaching out over the side of the ship, trying to get a hold of this guy at the moment.
What the hell is? Oh, it's just like what Sylph used to do, and I just internally disappear into my own safe place in my head.
So, I guess that's it. You're kind of looking down off the key at this thing maybe, and you've seen it, or you've climbed down the ladder. Did you want to be in the boat?
Yeah, in the boat, and I'm standing over Solomon. I'm just looking. That's it. Yeah, I'm looking over the
and
boat,
you look
and I see this thing
across, and you see,
over, and I see what he's fighting at, and I'm just like,
and you're like, oh shit!
I'm in the Tar's panic room.
Yeah. Right. So we're back to Ashlyn and Nicholas. And Nicholas, you think you could probably make your way along the quay. You can probably run along the side without too much difficulty. Well, all these people are kind of standing there going, fucking hell, that looks dangerous. You think, that's not a problem. I could run straight across there if I wanted to. The only issue is, there are these guys on the other side of it that look pretty dangerous, and you know that they don't like your crew. So what's your plan? What do you want to do here?
Yeah, I'm not running across here. I'm not trying to take myself. I'm still dressed as a dock inspector, so I'm just going to try and walk past them and hope nobody notices.
Okay.
I'm just going to casually walk past.
In plain sight and all that.
Okay,
plain
so
sight.
I mean, you will have to kind of walk along the little narrow beam that's kind of left from where the crates have crashed. No, you're sorry. I'm lying. You're on the right side. You don't have to do that. You're just going to casually walk past them towards the cart that that Solomon was waiting by. Okay. I think I'd like you to make some kind of roll, just because if they see you, it could be interesting.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm prowling.
You are?
I'm prowling past them.
Could be interesting.
Are we still desperate? I suppose it's a bunch of guys with meat cleavers. I'm probably desperate.
I think just because of the nature of the situation, yeah, you're getting loads of XP this way, which is
True.
kind of cool.
Right, desperate standard.
I think it's standard. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Well.
Oh shit.
Okay. The obvious thing is, as you're kind of making your way across there, that one of these guys that has a grudge against the ghosts, he's going to he looks across and goes. He looks across it as you're walking past, and he actually as he first sees you, he kind of nods as you're walking past, and then suddenly does a double take. Oh, fucking hell! Yeah. Oi! What the fuck are you doing here? And you know that you've been made by one of these guys. There's only, I think, maybe there's 3 of them.
Yeah, that's fine. I can take 3.
Yeah. Okay. And they've, like I say, they've got their meat cleavers. One of them's carrying like a meat hook on a handle. which looks pretty nasty. And they kind of, as this guy goes, "I know you," and he raises his meat cleaver and starts moving menacingly towards you.
That's fine. I'll just stand there with my hands out to my sides.
Excellent. And Ashlyn, as you're kind of climbing down the side of the crane, you can see Tar is in the boat now with Solomon, but he seems to have kind of stopped, and is looking down towards the stern of the boat.
If you could get into the boat before you look at the ghost, technically, if everyone's catatonic in the boat, at least we have everyone in the boat. We're like halfway to a getaway.
And the fact you've probably got more stress, you can probably resist this.
Okay, so I'm going up to the boat and I'm going to get my Spirit Bane charm out.
Ooh, good call, yeah.
And I'm going to run up to the boat, hold the Spirit Bane up to, towards whatever this invisible thing that this other guy's flailing around at, and deliberately not look at it, jump on the boat and try and wake Solomon up.
Okay.
With a few swift slaps.
I don't think that's how tranquilizers work. But I would love it if that worked.
Look, it works however we want it to work.
Get me out of the stupor, I could.
Sure, I think
you're muted, Croy.
You've got your Spirit Bane charm.
If you get me out of the stupor, you could do that. You could probably slap me out of a fear.
I mean, I think maybe.
Well, I heard that. So would I slap? Could I slap Tar then? Because he did shout he'd got the antidote.
Well, I think what will happen here is you've got to drop down onto the boat. You've got your Spirit Bane charm out.
Yeah.
And the description for that is a small arcane trinket that ghosts prefer to avoid. So
yeah.
I think it's going to have some kind of effect, maybe to drive these spirits away. Now, do we need to make a roll or something for this? Maybe, because of the nature of what we're doing. As in, we're in a desperate situation. We've got members of your crew here that are injured and frightened by what they can see.
It's really a bit of finesse because I'm going to try and jump down all at the same time of holding out a Spirit Bane, dodging a blooming oar, and slapping Tar.
The slapping Tar may not be necessary because...
Isn't he in terror?
He is, but then if the ghost fucks off, he won't be frightened.
I'm still going to slap him anyway.
Oh, if you want to slap him. And you want to use finesse for this?
Yes, because it's all a bit of a swift movement, isn't it?
And you're doing a lot here, so I think the effect's going to be limited.
Oh, you hate me.
I do. That's why I married you. So, yeah, I think it's going to be desperate, but with okay, we've got a partial success, and we're limited. So,
I have to change those dice. They're really. Can anyone? It's only me that sees the dice, though, isn't it?
Sorry.
It's only me that see it.
I don't think so. Everybody sees
them.
Right.
No, everybody sees them.
So, we got severe harm, serious complication, or reduced effect. Severe harm seems a bit harsh in this situation.
It does. I'm not going with that.
But you can get a chance to resist that and reduce it to something else. I think things are complicated enough. If we add another complication now...
Yeah, stop being horrible.
And if we have reduced effect, that means that you had no effect, which is not great. So I think what happens then is you drop down, you present this Spirit Bane charm,
yeah,
and this guy that's down here with the oar strikes out. He's swinging at these things, but he's going to catch Ashlyn. He's going to hit you. And he's going to smack you about the side of the head.
What about knocking the charm out of her hand into the sea?
Hello? Whose team are you on that down there?
I mean, that makes sense though, right? But you can resist it, remember?
Would I have to?
Yeah, okay, so yeah, I like that. Thanks very much for that, Croy. So, the kind of swings around, it hits your hand that's holding this Spirit Bane charm up to frighten away this ghost. So, you want to resist that.
So, I resist it, but with prowess.
I think prowess is the thing you're going to use here. You take 2 stress. And you manage to hang on to the Spirit Bane charm, which... and the ghosts, they kind of back away. You see the hands kind of slide back over the side of the boat into the water. And Tar, you're suddenly there again. You think, fuck, they've gone. Great.
And I see Ashlyn there, and I'm just reminded of the time where Sylv just does crazy shit all the time, and it's not unlike having drugs and then coming back through. So I'm reasonably adept at finding my way back. I go into my pocket where the last of my needles are, and it's like, I'm sure one of these is the antidote, and I pick out one. I still love it to be the wrong one, and I stab our fallen comrade on with this needle to inject the antidote.
The antidote into him.
But I don't know.
Please don't miss. This is going to get embarrassing.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to miss that. I'm a physicker.
You're not going to miss. Whatever happens, you will not miss.
Stabs himself in the leg.
Did I get damage to the head?
No.
Okay.
You resisted that, so you were fine.
Yeah, and I wait for it to have its impact, which hopefully is relatively quick.
Okay. Right, it's 25 to 11. Do you want to take a quick break until then we figure out what's going on here?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Let's do that then.
We'll see what happens after that.
Right, guys, we're gonna have a quick break. It's gonna be 10 minutes, I think. We'll see what the countdown says.
10 minutes.
10 minutes should be all right. It's just gone 23 minutes too, so we'll be back at 1:45. So go and let your cats out, let the dogs in, let the cats out again, all that kind of stuff. Teas, coffees, biscuits, toast, Marmite and cheese, whatever it is.
Lemon and white vinegar tea.
Wow. I don't know.
What?
Pineapple.
It's really good for the metabolism, apparently.
There we go. Pizza. Right. We'll be back very, very soon, and I need to go to this one here. Back in 10.
Back in 10. Bye bye.
There we go. Break has broken.
Yeah.
We're back to school to learn how to play tabletop role-playing games that don't end in disaster and have massively failed roll after roll after roll. Has anybody succeeded a roll so far?
I think I did.
Partial successes count.
Partial successes.
Partial
Yeah.
successes.
My last roll was a success.
The only successes we've had so far are on resistance rolls for things that we already played.
Oh.
It's been sacrificed on the altar of the dice rolls.
Yeah.
Can...
Dice rolling is bollocks, isn't it? Should we not do it?
Yep. Let's just design games without randomizers.
I've got this handy licensed deck of cards.
I'll do.
You think that'll help?
Anything will help right now.
Yeah.
Probably got a deck of cards somewhere. We can figure something out with it.
Yeah. Damn right.
And if John Harper is watching, we love your game and we don't want to break it. So thank you very much. Yeah, right. So we're going to go play some more of this game and see if we can actually. What's that there? A deck of cards.
Playing cards. Yeah.
See if we can turn our fortune around and escape this disastrous, explosive, soaking wet. Oh yeah, I'm soaking wet as well. I just drove out.
You are.
Got out of the water.
Look,
Right.
at least
So to
You'll
recap,
dry off next time you start.
me and Arva wanted to recap. So to recap is, we went to go to a boat to pick a box that got an amulet in. which then proceeded to be Nicholas getting caught, having a bit of a scrap with the guy, Tar drop a crate onto
onto some guys.
Killing somebody.
Solomon ending up having a fight, getting knocked out, having a fight, producing a ghost, and getting shot by Tar. Nicholas is now about to have a fight with an old gang. So yeah, we just went to go on a boat, get an amulet.
Yeah.
It's resulted in a big explosion, a collapsing key.
Yeah. This is what happens when you rely on dice. That's what it is.
Yeah. Need less RNG.
It was a stealth mission.
It was, but
Okay.
anyway. Somebody was about to make some kind of roll, weren't they? I believe.
I think it was Nicholas, because
yeah, I think Nicholas is in an interesting situation where he's been spotted by some members of a rival gang who look like they want to take his face off with a meat cleaver and then hang him up on a meat hook somewhere. So,
seems
Nicholas,
like a surprisingly imprecise tool for the job, but
it does. Look, the grinders, they are not subtle.
that's good.
I'm
sure we'll get to them fine.
Yes. I'm sure you can talk them
The old bump and grind.
down. So let's think. Nicholas, you
That's my name.
what do you want to do? These guys have recognized you. One of them is advancing on you with a vicious looking cleaver. How would you like to respond to this situation?
I'm just
And you
letting
don't
him
have
get a
to
bit
fight.
closer.
Yeah.
So that I can duck around him.
Yeah.
And then like it.
That's a splendid idea.
no, you're gonna fight. He's just gonna run away.
Well, I don't blame him. You know, he's outnumbered.
Are they all pretty
so
close together, or did this one walk away from his mates?
What would you like?
I mean, I'd like them all to be close together, because then I don't have to deal with two separate groups.
You're going to dodge around them all as a group.
It saves me some time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they are likely to be advancing towards you as a group.
That's
when one of them had pointed you out, I think they've kind of moved towards you. They've got these horrible looking weapons that they seem to want to disembowel you with. And
I thought it was taking his face off. Blimey.
well,
Escalated.
There's three of them, they have to pick.
yeah, look, there's only
Wow.
one face. Three of them.
Wow.
So yeah, sure. So you're just gonna try and duck around them using your preternatural abilities.
That's the one.
Yeah. And I think that is a perfectly reasonable thing for you to do in this current situation. Right. So now the thing is, to use this ability, to push yourself, which will require
That is
you
the
taking
intention,
2
yes.
stress. And you perform a feat of athletics that verges on the superhuman. Maneuver to confuse your enemies. Now, that's an interesting point, isn't it? Maneuver to confuse your enemies so they mistakenly attack each other. Would that be something you might be interested in doing?
Do it.
That is my intention, yes.
Excellent. And yeah, I think from what I can gather, then you are going to spend your stress, and that's exactly what will happen. As these guys, they kind of come towards you, and in this group, they kind of fan out slightly to almost try and surround you. And so, what do? How does Nicholas kind of get out of this? What is his maneuvering? Describe it to
It's
me.
going to be a quick duck under the first guy. He's got a cleaver, and I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah.
Get around to the second guy who's got a meat hook and just, redirect his arm a bit into one of his mates. And then while they're confused, I can lag it.
Excellent. Yeah. So
Nice.
this guy, he comes towards you with a cleaver. He's got this grin on his face as if he thinks, I guess Nicholas, he's not particularly physically imposing guy, is he? He's quite a
No,
wiry looking fella, right?
Small.
Yeah.
Just casually stood there with his hands at his sides.
So this guy with the cleaver, as he kind of advances towards you, he's got this evil grin on his face as if this shouldn't take long. And then the next thing he knows, he's kind of ducking under his arm, and he goes to swing his cleaver, completely misses. At that point, he gets a meat hook in the back of his head as this guy, the next guy along tries to swing at you, completely misses. That hook goes into the back of the first guy's head, who is currently swinging around with his cleaver, smacks his mate right in the jaw with this meat cleaver, and leaving you just this last guy.
Cool.
What's he carrying? I guess he's carrying, he could be carrying I don't know, he's like a boat hook or something like that he has in his hands. What's happening here then, Nicholas?
He's probably distracted with his mates. He's brought a long weapon for some reason. That's a terrible choice for close fighting. So, I'll just get within his reach and get around him.
Oh, okay. So as he goes to strike out with this boat hook thing, trying to catch you with the hook part of this bloody thing, you duck underneath, swinging right underneath the shaft of this thing as he swings it around, almost limboing underneath it, and it swings around and cracks his friend, the guy with the meat hook, in the back of the head, causing blood to splatter everywhere. At this moment in time, we're looking at just kind of blood pouring out of all three of these guys, and they're like, "Fuck, what's going on?" As Nicholas darts away towards a set of crates that are kind of stacked up, that the car is nearby, that Solomon was hiding underneath or behind, and you get to those without any difficulty. The goats are still there, surprisingly, despite all the noise and commotion that's been going on. Easy life.
I'm going to keep running. I'm not stopping at the cart.
I mean, they're just going to keep.
We've arranged somewhere to meet up. I'm not taking the cart from the others, and if these guys follow me, then it gets them off the dock. So,
you can call the
if they're in any state to follow me.
Yeah, Mr. Tiddles.
Yeah.
Mr. Tiddles.
So the three of you, the other three, are currently in the boat. The guy that has been swinging this oar around is still there, right? We haven't managed to get rid of him yet, have we? We got rid of the ghosts.
No, we got rid of the ghost and Solomon.
Yeah, and ghost. And so Tar, you're kind of standing over Solomon, you can see this little dart sticking out the side of his neck that
I reach down.
You recognise.
I reach down and I say,
"Yeah,
now's the view to hold on to this for me. I'll just take it out and put it back in the bucket. I'm very sorry. The wind caught it."
And there's no reply from Solomon, whose eyes are kind of rolled back in his head at the moment.
Eyes, but I can't any more than they currently are. At least he knows it was you. It's fine.
I go to the turnaround. What's the guy behind me doing? I would like to take him out, push him overboard, and steal his boat.
Okay, sure. How are you going to do this? What's the plan?
I'm going to sneak.
He's standing there. He's got the oar in his hands. These hands have retreated, and Ashley is kind of standing, kind of forward, towards him anyway, towards the back of the boat, with the spirit bane in her hand. Yeah, sure. What's Tar up to?
I am. What have I got left? I have no idea. I'm out. I'm tapped. I've only got my darts left, so I'm going to take out one of my darts. And I'm just going to shrug. I don't know which one it is. It isn't an antidote, so I've used that. It could be psychogenic, something like that. Whatever. But you just take it. This will probably do, and I go, and I take it and blow the dart through the tube and try and land it with him.
Oh shit! I'm in the way of you at this. You, him, and the dart.
So 2 darts later. Finally makes contact.
And I'm going to use.
I would have just pushed him in the water if you asked.
Prowl, I guess, for this. Is it Prowl? Is it Hunt? Is it Hunt? It could be Hunt. I'm not very good at Hunt. I could fail Hunt.
As opposed to
It's
the
close
other
by,
roles.
though, isn't it? I mean, it's not like
It is close by. And there are a couple of things you could maybe do here. I mean, skirmish is a possibility because you're quite close.
Yeah,
You could
could
use
do that.
skirmish
Yeah,
to
let's do
hit him
that.
with the. And you don't even have to use a blowgun. You might just have the dart in your hand and just try to hit him with it.
Yeah, that could.
Jam it into him.
I'd like to be away
if you
from him,
want.
though. I don't really want to get hit by the ore. He seems to be a lot of people getting hit around the head today. I'm very keen not to. So I
get hit in the head.
So I use the dart and the range as it is, and I use skirmish. Is that okay? Can I just kind of and it's close by? But not,
skirmish is.
Finesse.
Skirmish is close up. Okay, that's fine. I will go running into him, and I will with abandon just try and stick it in his neck.
Okay. Let's do it.
And then
it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
I'm gonna. Is it still desperate? Are we out of desperate now?
No, I think given the nature of the situation, it is probably still desperate.
Well, there's a good point to that and a bad point to that. So
the good point is that you've probably filled in that track by now.
I have.
Yeah.
Just there. The bad point is if this goes wrong, I'm going to get hit around the head. So I make a roll, just a standard roll. Oh, that's okay. That's not terrible.
Right.
That's a 4 for people listening to the VOD.
I think you don't actually get you push him into the water, but the dart doesn't go in. So even though he's in the water and we can protect the boat, he can be shouting for help.
That'd be reduced effect, right enough. That's okay.
All right, well, we'll go with that then. That sounds reasonable. So you managed to, yeah, okay. Then as you kind of lunge forward to try and strike him with the dart, you just end up pushing him overboard. He falls into the water. He's in the middle of shouting help as he sinks underneath in the surface.
Shouldn't be using metal oars.
Well, that'll teach him, won't it?
Would the ghost hands, even though we used the spirit plane and that the ghosts were there and they went away, would they still be in the water even though they weren't on the side of the boat? Would they have grabbed him?
Who knows what's in the water? You go in the water. Sharks in the water.
They may have got bored waiting and gone off and grabbed someone else. Probably that poor innocent guy who got pulled in when he crashed the pier.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's say that's happened. So you're kind of standing on the back of the boat. There's the ripples from this guy. This way he's splashed into the water, kind of fanning out away from the boat. They're still shouting from up on the quay from all these people that are still up there, but the boat is now devoid of anyone except your crew.
Can we crew this boat? Is it crewable? Can we do what we need to do to it? Is it need to roll
whatever
on
we
it?
want. No.
Right, so we can just chug. Is it a sailboat or is it a?
I think it was a rowboat. Wasn't
yeah.
it?
Okay, so we just row.
But yeah, you can wake Solomon up now with the antidote or whatever and row away. Yeah.
We left the goats.
Somebody else again. Goats don't last long in the city, unnoticed and tethered up without any food and water. There's too many.
They'll be used.
They'll be put to work.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, they'll be instructed to meet us at our pre-arranged meeting place.
Yeah.
So when the goats turn up at the pub trying to pull a cart through the front door.
There we go.
I love it. Like I've always feel like we're forgetting something, and just hear this little tap on the front door of the pub, and it's like just these two goats and like what's left of their like their tackle harness or whatever it is, dragging behind them.
Does everybody speak goat? There's two goats out here.
Poor goats.
Yeah. Okay. And I think we're just going to get away from this now, right?
Yeah.
You're in the boat. You know the canals and stuff like that. You've got maps of the city kind of that show you all these kind of weird places, haven't you? So
yeah.
I don't think you will have too much difficulty getting away. And you will meet at the Black Dog. And Nicholas is there. He has the artifact that you were sent to retrieve. which you can then pass on to the Dimmer
The
sisters.
Dimmer sisters.
Yeah.
Sound like a really bad club duo.
Oh,
Honestly.
They're a tribute band to the really, really famous group, the Brighter Sisters. They made it because they had a cool name.
Yes.
Are we in a tavern? Or
I think
whatever?
you'll probably be in. You'll be in the
In the
tavern
Black Dog.
some hours later. Nicholas has probably been waiting for a while. He's been clear of those guys for a while and managed to escape on foot without too much difficulty.
Oh God, I
So
just thought, because they saw us, that's going to give us some right crew heat, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there might be some heat generated from this, but that's all right. The cool thing is, reputation will also be generated from this. So you know, there's good and there's bad. There's good and there's bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Dimmer sisters. How do you want to deal with this? You want to take the artifact straight round to them in Six Towers at their house? Is that the?
I mean, I'm not sure exactly what condition Solomon would be in for doing like a meeting of any, like given the back of his head's been split open. So I'd probably say we could probably do it like the following day, like at least have like a night of like patching up and like a bit of R&R before handing it over.
Yeah, I mean that's fair enough. We'll take that as a given.
Yeah. But yeah, then we'd make our way over.
Yeah, so you head over to Six Towers. I mean, Solomon has been to the house where the Dimmer sisters were. You walk into the grounds where you were kind of attacked last time, weren't you, by something?
Yeah.
These kind of dead trees and shrubs that are kind of lining the path that lead up to this fairly nondescript house.
Yeah, they'd be a bit wary going down the path.
Yeah.
And a second time.
Yeah, and it is creepy. It's a creepy place. I mean, Six Towers is a creepy place anyway, right? So, when you kind of knock on the door and the door opens and this woman, this dark-skinned woman is kind of at the door and you recognize Solomon as the person that contacted you in the place where you were currently staying, the flop house or whatever it was.
Did they give a name? I can't quite remember.
She didn't.
No.
She didn't give a name, but you recognize her.
Yeah.
She stands there in the door. She doesn't let you in.
How rude.
Or at least it doesn't appear to. She's kind of just looks at Solomon and she smiles slightly when she sees you with a.
Yeah, give him a friendly grin, like hold up his hand with like the necklace like around his fingers and the fingers.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
As requested.
Excellent. And her voice is deep and kind of booming, almost echoing around the garden. She retrieves a bag of coin, which she hands to you.
Yeah.
Count it if you wish.
Never to be too careful, I suppose. But
how much did you negotiate for this one?
It was four coin.
4 coin, yeah.
4 coin for a quick in and out grab. You know, done in a single evening. Yeah.
So yeah, you hand the artifact over once you've counted the money.
Yeah.
And she just takes it from you without another word. The door just kind of shuts.
Wonderful. Should have seen that coming.
Yeah.
It's like, well, keep in touch. Just like do that thing where like turn around, like toss the coin up, the bag up in the air, and sort of catch it, and then sort of like.
Yeah.
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 And then just like that comedic bit at the end where like one of the pushers like rustles. He's just like, nope.
Yeah, he hurries along the path as quickly as possible. You don't experience that same thing as you leave the garden.
Well, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume.
And I suppose we head into, I guess, what people want to be doing with downtime after this, because you've got paid. There's 4 coin for the crew there, which you can mark on the sheet.
Crew sheet, isn't it?
Aye. Now we did get some crew XP last time. Now the crew XP, we filled that track before. Now, what you need to do with that is you need to decide on, you can have either 2 upgrades or 1 ability, 1 special ability for your crew with when you fill that track. You can have 2 upgrade points. Now the...
Do you have to like buy them like in this tree? Oh, that's the turf, sorry.
No, that's turf. That's reputation. We'll deal with that in a second.
So we've currently
crew.
We've currently got a boathouse, a hidden layer. We've got 2 XP if we train something rather than 1, and we've got underground maps and passkeys.
Your upgrades currently, you've got your boathouse, the hidden lair, training and prowess, and underground maps and passkeys. Now you do have 2 upgrade points, or 1 which you can spend, or you can instead buy 1 new special ability. And the special abilities for shadows are things like everyone steals, in which case each PC may add +1 action rating to prowl, finesse, or tinker up to a max of 3. That would be a special ability you could choose. Did you have that one already? You didn't, did you? You just had the one.
Yeah, it's the Ghost Echoes.
Ghost Echoes you've already got. Pack Rats, which means you roll to acquire an asset, you get an extra bonus die. You can have a patron. When you advance your tier, it costs half the coin it normally would. Who is your patron and why do they help you? That's something you'd have to decide if you were to choose that. A veteran, you can choose. Yeah, they'll actually choose an ability from any of the other crew playbooks, if you like. I mean, we can deal with that off camera if you wish, because I'm going to read through there and
look at it.
I'll synchronize,
and it says when you perform group action, you may count multiple 6s. Multiple 6s.
Yeah. Do you know what they look like? Do you know what 6s look like?
We haven't.
I don't think I've seen 1 6 all night.
There hasn't been one.
No.
But if you were synchronized,
those 6s would have been good.
You'd have no reason to use that ability whatsoever this evening.
Yeah, what a waste.
Slippery is cool because it kind of means we can get out of.
When you roll entanglements, roll twice. Choose the one you want, and when you reduce heat. When you reduce heat on the crew, which is a good point, you take an extra die, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like slippery, but I'm happy either way. Anything that we choose will add to the story and the ability, so it doesn't, we don't really lose any which way to pick anything.
Yeah. And if it's not abilities, then there's the upgrades as well, which I should really organize better. Things like elite rooks. All of your cohorts with the rooks type get a +1d quality to roll. We haven't got any of those cohort. You have not used anything like that. Steady extra stress box.
Extra stress box. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Thief rigging cool. Also gets.
Does everybody get that? Or just the crew?
Everyone.
All of you would get it. Yeah.
We are the crew.
Yeah. Thief rigging gives you 2 free loads worth of tools, so you can have an extra 2 items that you could carry.
Yeah.
So you would end up carrying 5 items if you chose light instead of 3, for example.
That's pretty cool as well.
Which is quite cool, yeah.
Because we're still at that stage, aren't we?
Yeah, and that would only cost one. You could get two.
Yeah.
Two upgrades. So, I mean, we can talk about this another time if you wish, and work this out. We say that every time and then never do it.
I like the idea of. Now I'm looking at that. I like
Write a note in the Discord to remind us.
Steady and thief rigging seem. There isn't that many. Is there really?
There's not too many.
What does it mean about steady?
There are some general ones.
Why
steady. That's because it costs 3. You can't get that one. That costs 3 upgrade points.
Right. And can we take them from any? We can't take them from ones that are different types. So we're
You're shadows.
We're shadows,
yeah.
so we can't take smugglers or
no
other ones. But we can take the ones that don't have any.
Yeah, there are general ones that don't have any. Like you could have, you can improve your lair, for example. At the moment, you can't sleep or stay in your lair, so you have to have your own place, which you could be vulnerable in. So you could choose quarters, for example, which would cost you 1 upgrade point.
So we could sleep in our lair and
you could sleep in the lair and have your own place there.
And it'd be safe.
Yeah.
That with thief rigging, and then we get extra stuff to carry.
Yeah, I've never really used much of my loads.
No,
I don't really.
Okay, that's cool.
Which is fine. So if it's helpful, like because you can have all your Nicholas can carry more of your burglary and gadgets. Might be more helpful in a fight.
Yeah, burglary gadgets
to kill us more.
And cause more mayhem, destruction, carnage.
Yeah, you could take down the entire party without reloading.
Well, I think Slip had a skill that wasn't far off that about entanglements with large groups. It didn't do him any favors.
Well, that was just fighting one person. You just got unlucky with that, didn't we? Again, I mean that he can come back at any point now, I guess, if you wanted him to.
He might have to. Kind of rolling like this.
Right. Who's gonna? You got 2 downtime activities each.
Yeah.
What do people want to do with those downtime activities?
I think I would have to try and get my health because I've got 2 health issues.
Yeah.
One of them I've already got 1 triangle on.
Well, that will work on
my bruised arm.
So you got your like a sprained wrist or something. So if you wanted to do healing.
Yeah, I will.
With 1 extra die.
Okay, so you got an extra die because Tar is a physica, so.
Well, I go to Tar and ask him to try and help me.
Yeah.
What do I roll?
It's your lowest.
Insight then.
Healing. Oh. Why can I never? This never stays in my head at all. A second.
I think it's the one with.
Do we do the XP first or do we do the downtime first?
We do the downtime. Do we? Let's do the XP first, shall we? Shall we?
Just because it'll help bump up my lowest. Potentially.
Let's find. Actually, we got to do heat before we do anything. Apparently, that's what we should do. That's a good point. We need to really deal with that, I guess. So, let's look at heat. Somebody got the crew sheet open.
Yep.
Right now, at the moment, your heat is 2. A score of conflict with an opponent, your crew takes heat according to the nature of the operation. So
I got sussed and that guy saw me.
Smooth and quiet, low exposure. I don't think it was that, dude. Contained, standard exposure. I mean, standard for you guys, but not necessarily.
No, that's a
loud and chaotic, high exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not wild and devastating. I don't think you're right. So loud and chaotic. That's 4 heat for that.
Oh, you fighter.
Right, I did 4.
And you get an extra one for hostile turf, because whenever you're on a ship or something, or in the docks, it's considered hostile turf, so there's an extra one for that.
Okay, added.
All right.
+2 heat if killing was involved.
Did anybody die?
Yeah,
Yes,
you
they
dropped a
did.
crate on their head.
Okay, that's
At
2
least
more.
one person died.
Yeah.
And then did we kill the guy in the boat?
No, not that you know of.
Did we kill the guy that we set on fire with the goats?
Killing was involved. It's just a +2. It doesn't matter how many people we kill.
All right.
You set someone on fire with goats? That's impressive. Goats aren't even flammable.
That's what you think.
Yeah,
Welcome to
goats
the-
with Zippo lighters are dangerous. So you've filled in that heat track, haven't you?
We have.
That's not a good thing, is it?
It's not a good thing.
No.
It's not a good thing. But you're not quite into wanted yet.
We have to do
which
something
is-
about heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody will have
That's
to do
gonna be
something.
burning a
about
lot of
heat.
coin.
Yeah. Okay. So then we're gonna let's look for entanglements here. Then heat 6+. I think it was 6+, isn't it? Somebody want to roll me a 6-sided dice?
No. Did I just tell you a number?
Wait, actually, before we roll, is it
Oh,
better
yeah,
to
we'll roll
high or better
too.
to roll low?
Rolling. Rolling low is better, to be fair.
Okay, in
Angela
that case,
has
probably
rolled
good.
2 6-sided dice because
I'm gonna roll 2.
I don't know.
Probably whatever you
There
click
you go.
through the roll.
1. There we go.
Hey!
I'm always rolling 2. I don't know why.
It depends what you're clicking on, I think.
Ooh.
It's the dice.
So this is flipped. Okay, so let's think about this then. One of the PC's rivals arranges for one of your contacts, patrons, clients, or a group of your customers to switch allegiances due to the heat on you. They're loyal to another faction now.
Shit.
Right. Interesting. So, who do we have as a contact for the crew?
Have we even got one for the crew?
We're supposed to have, but I don't know if we've got chosen one.
Well, that's not so bad then. We won't miss the person that we never had. So
Well, you say
It
that,
could be,
but you had
Pedro.
you had a contact. There was somebody from the docks, didn't you?
that's right. She was
And you used them for this very operation.
a doctor
Uh-oh.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a bit peed off with us now.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
Let's set the dogs
so
on fire.
I think perhaps that what you would have heard then is that they're probably working for the grinders now. So yeah, due to basically the whole thing going tits up, and them kind of being partially feeling responsible due to the nature of what you did, and the fact that people died and stuff like that, I guess. And now that you've got a lot of heat, maybe even because the grinders recognize you, that they're now kind of they're flipped sides and are now working with the enemy, as it were.
Players.
Yeah, which is frustrating for you guys, but
We've lost a contact at the docks.
yeah,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
yeah, I've gone.
Aye.
In terms of downtime, then, folks, Ashlyn, you wanted to try and heal up, did you not?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Tar to help me heal up.
What happened?
Okay, so
I've got a slashed forearm and
Now-
a bruised forearm.
yeah, how this works here is we're going. Your healer is going to be Tar.
Yeah.
So we are going to get Tar to make a tinker roll.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh my
Never
god.
trust a doctor who says he's going to make a tinker roll.
Is it desperate?
It's not.
No!
It's not desperate. Let's just put it down as controlled for now.
God's sake, with the way he's been rolling tonight, he's
and
gonna stab me in the
standard-
eye.
6.
Hey!
Finally.
So
that's the only good roll we're getting today.
that's going to be 3 segments on your healing clock.
Hey,
Ashlyn.
see. Actually, I should have rolled with an extra dice, shouldn't I? But never mind. I could have got a
So
critical.
that's one of them gone then.
Can I roll another d6? Because I don't get an extra dice. Is that not? Or is that not just?
So I'll take my bruised forearm because that's what I was. That was what one segment was already gone from that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Did it start solid and then you take it down, or does it start empty?
No, it starts empty and you fill it.
Okay, so I filled that, so my bruised forearm's gone.
So you are going to take take that off if you like.
Okay. And then my other downtime activity will try and get my arm slashed.
1 second.
Everyone in your crew gets plus 1d to their healing treatment rolls.
In fact, I think you get to clear both of those off there, Ange.
Ooh.
Do I?
I think so, because it's only level 1 harm. You lose level 1, so.
Cool. I am healed and done and sorted.
I am very good at my job.
Then I sort of say to him, I say, I need Tar, I need to restock my trans powder.
Oh, yes, I was going. Of course, we talked about that the other night, and we dissected its ingredients, and now we know what it's made of, and I happen to have some.
Yeah, I trans powder. Because it's an item, I don't think you need to resupply it.
No, I don't need to because Tar's my new chemist. He's just going to make me endless
So from
supplies
an
of it.
perspective, that's cool.
Oh, nice. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, and so that's easy enough for you to do. You do have another downtime action that you can take.
Need to reduce some stress.
So you want to indulge your vice. What is Ashlyn's vice?
I need to go and get a new coat because this blade
Made a mess of it.
Made a mess of my coat.
Okay, so she likes fancy items. Her vice is luxury, isn't it? So this extends to clothing and furnishings and things of that nature, right?
It is.
Okay, now indulging your vice means you're going to look at whichever of those not abilities, whatever they're called, insight, prowess, or resolve, whichever one is lowest, which in your case I think is insight, and you're going to roll on that. And because you have no points in that, you take the lowest, I think.
2.
So you reduce your stress by 2.
That's rubbish. Wanted more than that. Can't I just took the 6 and took the whole lot?
Oh, no. Yes, you do actually. Yeah.
Oh, do I? Yay!
Yeah.
That's great. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yay!
Excellent. Was there anything else you wanted to do? You can spend a coin for an extra downtime action, or you can just forget it and leave it as it is now.
No, I'm done.
Cool. Who's up next? Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
So what does Tar want to do at this point?
I am very concerned about some of the things that I did. On reflection, it was supposed to be a stealth mission, but I really did make quite a lot of noise.
But secretly...
He's an intelligent person and understands when things go wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he doesn't enjoy it, because he does. But he still needs to. He's still relatively aware, so he tries to. He tries to infiltrate the harbour master's office, just subtly, and he needs to be able to suggest that there was a boat that had arrived that was filled with hardened criminals that had escaped, and thus pinning the blame upon a Yeah, I don't know. Is that something like that? So he wants to falsify the records to suggest that there was some bad eggs in the docks that day, and it was much more likely to be them than it was anybody else.
Yeah, and it's I mean, interestingly as well is that you know that the grinders showed up as well. So is there any way that maybe you could implicate them to a degree as
Yeah,
well?
I mean that actually sounds like a raid, but we're only going into an office that's like an official's office. So I mean it's
Yeah. Okay.
if that's possible, if you allow that, I think it's. So he would sneak out at night. He would prowl along the underside of the jetty. He would climb up round through a back window. He would tinker his way into the filing cabinets in the secure place. He would put in some papers about recognizing the grinders and their part in a terrible disturbance. It was an official report from one of the dock people that was in work that day. And it would be added to the report before it goes off to the blue coats, because it obviously gets a couple of days to make. And then
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
I need to make a roll.
Yeah, what are you gonna roll against for this?
Well, I'll be sneaking around. Mostly it's
You want to use
sneaking.
prowl?
So
So yeah. So I guess in this case you are kind of entering the building from like a first floor window or something into like the records and implanting
Yeah.
information into a filing cabinet somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Risky standard.
Yeah.
5.
A 5, which is okay. That gets Yao. That reduces your heat by 2, which is cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Done that.
Excellent.
And I'd also like to just reduce some of my stress by going to see Grist. And I would
Grist.
like to just basically watch some fights, eat some dodgy.
Watch some people beat the living shit out of each other.
Stay out late, take some illegal substances of my own devising, maybe offer them to somebody. Watch the effects with interest.
Yeah, go ahead. You're going to be looking at Resolver here, I think, for you.
5. That's nice.
Yeah, so reduce your stress by 5.
5. I go back to where I started. 2 stress.
Look at that. Nice. So that's your 2. Any other things that you want to do? Did you want to spend a coin to do another action, or is that it for you?
We have. Did we get 1 coin each and 1 for the bank, or what? No, 1 coin
was
each.
4 coin total.
4
coin in total. So
I would like to spend 1 of my coin in bribing a member of the Blue Coats, just to also put further weight to the story about the grinders.
Okay. That sounds like you're going to be using an interpersonal kind of skill to me.
The coin is interpersonal skill. The coin does the talking.
Well,
but sway.
Sway would do it.
Okay, so I'll lose my coin, whatever happens, right?
Yeah.
Bollocks. 5 again. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Nice. So that is another 2 points, I believe.
I'll lose my coin. There we go.
Reduced.
Okay, so the grinders are not going to be popular.
No, and they're going to be sorely pissed off with you guys as well. And you're already at a -2 with them. -3 basically would put you at war with them.
Get in.
Which, is interesting. So,
that's me done.
That's Tar. Okay, who's up next? Is it going to be Solomon or Nicholas? Who wants to go next?
Lloyd's talking, but he's muted.
He is.
So my first one's gonna be like I was thinking, because I know which 2 I'm gonna go for.
Okay.
I need to do recovery to heal up, try and recover from the harm, the cracked skull.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how hard that would be, but
that's okay. No, we're gonna have we're going to have Tar make a tinker roll for you as well. And no, you don't get that bonus die because that's normally when we're dealing with. We've been doing it wrong, really. When we have an NPC doing the healing, but if Tar is going to be doing the physicking,
yeah,
then we get Tar to make a tinker roll. She's pretty good at it, if I recall.
Okay. 3.
But not this time.
It's a pity I don't have the stress to assist because I also have tinker.
No, it's the physical ability that he has, which you don't have.
Yeah.
So that means that you lose one. You fill in one segment on your healing clock for that.
Okay.
Yeah. But you do have another downtime action, and any more that you want to spend money on.
It will just take a long time.
He's going to indulge in his vice to try and get reduce his stress levels.
Yeah, and this is the weird.
Yeah, the weird ghost prowling with.
Yeah, he tries to lure ghosts in and basically take their energy from them, which is they would do to a human. He tries to do the reverse, doesn't he, using some experimental technology or whatever.
Yeah.
Which means you will be using prowess, I think, is your lowest ability.
And here it goes. Hopefully get a 6. 5.
Hey!
Nice.
So you lose 5 stress.
5 stress, wow.
Yeah, that's what I needed.
Excellent.
Now I can actually take risks again. Minor risk of brain damage.
How many stress has Tar still got, though?
2.
You just do a success on your stress release?
5.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's down to 2,
He's on 2, I think.
Oh, that's good then.
Same as Solomon. Right, so that is there anything else? Did you want to spend a coin for anything else there, Solomon? Or
I could.
I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, so is it? I can't remember. You can spend a coin to get reduced heat. Can you? I can't remember.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what Tar just did, wasn't it?
If you spend a coin, you can. It just gives you another downtime that you can use to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Whether, yeah.
You can use it for
so that's entirely up to you whether.
That's what Tar's just done by spending that coin, wasn't he? Went to
Yeah. You don't have to do that, of course.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think it might be worthwhile, just in case, something goes wrong on the next.
Yeah, as if.
Yeah.
So we've already done the blue coats, and we've already done office.
Yeah, I mean, if you can think of any other way that you could use to reduce heat.
You could go to the Dimmer Sisters and get them to hate the grinders as well. Well, no, because that would mean...
wouldn't necessarily create heat, reduce heat.
Yeah. I think what I'd probably do is maybe... use the coin to basically just... get, I don't know, urchins or whatever, to kind of create, basically, a smoke screen over our getaway, so even if they do figure out it wasn't a boat full of lunatics or whatever, that they'll be well, whoever was here, we don't know where they went, they just
so you're basically going to pay some street urchins to spread some false rumors
basically
about what happened.
Yeah, just it doesn't need to be anything specific, just a lot of random noise.
Yeah.
Just so it's just a lot of they basically just run interference, so that a lot less of anything leads back to us.
Okay, and you want to spend a coin for
specifically? Yeah, to reduce our.
Okay, so what ability are you going to use here? I mean, it sounds.
Oh jeez, I didn't realize it was a rule.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, something like.
I mean, it probably would be sway, but I don't know.
Yeah, sway's kind of an obvious one there.
Isn't there one that's just street wise? Or...
Not so much.
No, that I have. I think I would have that would work.
Or survey or something like that, because you're surveying the situation, aren't you? Maybe.
No, it had to be sway, because sway is basically convincing people you aren't friends with already.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could maybe maybe command would work as well if you had that, but that doesn't matter. Sway is your best bet at the moment.
Yeah, so I think that's most likely. Just go for it.
Yep.
No, for the best. Nope.
You rolled a 1, so we reduce 1 heat for that.
Ah, phew. Nothing else was going to happen.
No.
I was expecting some feedback from that.
Not quite like that. Okay, so that's that.
Dice rolls, just even are terrible.
Yeah, it's not been great, is it? Are you done there, Solomon?
Yeah, that's me done. That's all my actions.
Nicholas. Right. So you have your 2 downtime actions. What would you like to do with them? Do you have any ideas?
Go into a dark alley and find a man selling powder and indulge in my vice.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it a particular drug that he's into?
Something in a powder form.
Yeah.
I've written down powder and helpfully given myself no other information in the previous time.
I think we shall work on that and figure out exactly what this powder is. But yeah, we're just going to go for that. We're going to say there's the guy that's selling some kind of weird powder shit out of an alleyway. What could possibly go wrong?
That's good to me.
I buy all my powders from dodgy guys in alleyways.
In my luck, it might be tar.
You're going to be using Resolve for this, I think.
Yep.
Let's see.
What would you like?
I'm looking for a powder to numb the pain for a while. And I've rolled a dice.
You'll reduce your stress by 4.
4.
Which is not too shabby.
Here we go.
Excellent. You still have another downtime action if you wish to do something else.
Yes, I'm just having a quick think.
Okie dokie.
Because I didn't have another thing planned.
Oh, right, okay. Now, what would be useful here?
I mean, I could do with reducing the crew heat a bit more, but I can't think of anywhere to go for it.
No, that's fine. So I mean, there's training, I guess. That's something that you could take a look at.
That's true. I will take a... Yeah. I'll go and speak to my friend Frake, a locksmith, and learn some more about locks. I'm very confused about locks, honestly. I can climb things, I can slide down things, I can swing across ropes. Locks? No idea. You don't put locks on ships. They don't make sense to me. But yeah,
okay. So it'll give you 1 XP point that you can stick on any of those tracks that you so desire.
It's prowess.
You're going to put it in
2 XP points.
Cool, nice. So that's that. And so let's think about XP then for everybody, I guess, as well. We may as well carry on here with Nicholas here, because
that's my name.
Yeah, you've must have some points that you spent during all of this, or that you gained during all of this, I'd imagine. You are a lurk,
a little bit of paper. I note it down so I don't forget.
Did you address a challenge with stealth or evasion?
Yes, multiple times.
I think fucking you did. So you get a point in your playbook track, which is um, along your abilities track there. You get a
Yep.
point in there.
Oh,
Excellent. What else do we have here? Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background during any of this?
yes, once. Describing the ship and how to act on the ship.
Fine, then you can have an XP for that too. Add that one in there as well. And struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during this session? Probably not. I don't
Not that I
know.
marked down.
I don't think so. Okay, that's cool. Who's up next then? Let's have a look. Who's
You
gonna
Migs,
go?
I don't think I did any of them.
Ashlyn, I think you probably did, you know. It doesn't have to be successful, remember. You just have to have done it. You address a challenge with deception or influence.
You did too.
You did. Probably more than once, actually, I think. Potentially.
Yeah, you tried to get on the boat, and then when you were in the boat, you fell over the guy. You tried to deceive him
Yeah.
and that's what kicked it all off. And just
So
pointing
that's
that out.
2. You get 2 XP in your track there.
In the
for that.
abilities track, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you express any your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Not this session, no.
Okay. And you didn't struggle with any issues with your vice or trauma? No. Okay.
Julio.
Next. We do Solomon next.
Sure.
Solomon, you are the whisper
Whisper.
of the group. Did you address a challenge with knowledge of arcane power?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you probably did. Did you do it more than once?
I don't know if studying counts when I was trying to, but yeah, I definitely did on the arcane power side.
How did you
Yeah.
influence the goats?
Yeah, I mean,
not
there's.
conscious.
I mean, remember, it's not just arcane power; it's knowledge as well.
Only,
Um,
only it's a secret between myself and the rest of the grinders. I mean, you guys. Whoops. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, I think
What do you
possibly potentially as well earlier on with the negotiations.
All right.
I try to remember. I try to remember that far back.
I know it's difficult when it's been a
Yeah.
couple of weeks.
'Cause I know, yeah,
If you want to put another point in, that's absolutely fine.
and then just expressing your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. That kind of came up with the initial chat with
The Dimmer sisters.
the lady. Yeah.
Okay,
the ex.
give yourself another point. Issues with your vice or traumas during the session?
Sadly not. Yeah.
No. All righty then. So we jump to Tar, the leech, who may or may not have addressed a challenge with technical skill or mayhem. I don't know if you did. I don't know if I saw that at all. If it was very subtle.
Very subtle. Nah. Multiple times.
Okay,
Was I
that's
very
2
subtle?
XP. That's 2 XP.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't do a whole lot of talking about my backstory and the history of the Scovs or anything like that. I just got to it
No.
and made a lot of stuff. I didn't do anything with my
Blowing shit up.
devices or whatever. So
Okay, so that's just a 2 for that then. No worries. And then in terms of now, we have a full XP track for the group at the moment.
Yeah.
So what if you want to have time to think about it? We'll clear the track. Make a note that you have 2 upgrade points or 1 ability to choose. And we can clear that track and start again.
I've also got
Um,
a point to gain in something because I have filled my prowess track.
So you get an extra dot in one of your prowess abilities that come under prowess that you can add in.
Yeah.
Did anybody else fill any of those in by any chance? Any
Yeah,
of your
I've actually,
ability tracks?
I managed to top up my resolve, so I've got an
So-
extra point of attune.
So okay, you've added that into a tune already.
Up to
That's cool.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, maximum of 3 at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to minimize the risk, the failures of my main ability.
Yeah. You need me to take a look at that, Slim. You're not quite there yet. You got 1 point left to get on resolve. Yeah. Did you not fill them all in? Were you?
I'm going to put another point in skirmish because he seems to be getting into quite a lot of scraps with this group. Less so than you would have done when.
Yeah, when somebody else was there to.
Yeah. Do that
to do that.
Somebody with a honey badger as a pet.
Yeah. We can look at that later, Ange. It's no problem.
Right then.
So the crew. Okay. We made a note that you've got to we clear that track.
Yep.
Yeah. So in terms of the crew and what they did, Shadows execute a successful burglary, espionage, robbery, or sabotage operation.
It was successful.
It was.
I mean,
We've nicked a thing.
Yep.
You did, which is a prerequisite for being thieves.
It
I
was
think.
successful.
It was fully successful. Everything else
yeah.
is irrelevant.
yeah.
So we get
away at the end. Yes.
We did, yeah, and nobody died. Well, nobody
Handed
in
over the
group
goods.
died. So you get a point in your XP track there. Contend with change above your current station, bolster the crew's reputation, or develop a new one, or express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
I'd like to
And
think
we've not
that
had any inner conflict yet, have we? We need to
I
start
got
some.
shot. I got shot. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah. Perhaps when we start the next session, maybe Solomon will have some words about that, which would be some kind of inner conflict within the crew.
Yeah. I was going to mention it during the head surgery, but it didn't go as well enough. I kind of got distracted by the whole logo. He's probably trying to kill me to keep me quiet.
No.
Did we get a new reputation?
What reputation would you like?
Well,
All of it.
the Dimmer sisters will think more of us for having done it, but
Yeah. Grinders, haters.
Grinders really hate us now.
Now, bolster your crew's reputation. Your reputation is professional.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the whole point. The whole point of the heist was to bolster our reputation with the Dimmer sisters.
And then certainly, if you think that's what you did, then give yourself a point. Why not?
At least that's what Solomon was trying to achieve.
Damn right. And I think we need to look at reputation, because I think
I think we're neutral now because we really annoyed some people, but some people are really pleased with us. So it kind of balances, yin yang and all that.
You were doing so well until you got Tara on the parties.
I mean, to be fair, I bet it's hard to judge between Tara and Casper, like who created the most stress and heat by killing people.
Yeah, I mean,
It's so nice not to be the one that causes all the stress for once.
Casper was a bit more subtle in his ways. He always killed people when nobody else saw it, but in
It
terms
doesn't
of
make a difference.
mayhem and disaster, yeah. The bells still ring. The bells toll.
Now, yeah, I want to have a look at reputation. Now, the reputation thing. I can't find the section in the book now for this. Somebody tell me where it is. God damn it. You're gonna gain some reputation for this. The last one, it was very low key and nothing really. Nobody really would have noticed what was going on there. But I think this time round, your reputation would definitely be going up here. So, where are we? 44. Okay, you own 2 rep automatically.
Okay.
Is there anything we can do to increase? Don't think so. There wasn't a higher tier than you. It wasn't a lower tier than you. Possibly be a lower tier. I think that's it. Yeah, just got the 2. So we.
Well, we take on a tougher opponent next time to get that 3 to get us up.
You do.
the
Yeah,
next
if you remember you take on a tougher opponent, then your effects are always one level less when you are dealing with them.
Unless
you
we
do
can take
something.
a crew thingy that gives us some more points and reputation or whatever. You know, there are some crew abilities that do that kind of stuff.
All right.
Potentially. I mean, I'm not saying we.
Yeah, I mean that's something you can take a look at. Yeah, for definite. But probably not this evening. And I
No.
think we've probably it's nearly 12. I think we'll call it a night.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, we'll leave it on that. We'll start at the beginning of a new day next time.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much,
It's
fellow
you.
pirate, for
Amazing.
steering
Yeah.
that chaotic ship
That is-
to a conclusion. And well done, Lloyd, Daddy, Angie Pops. You drive a train in that yawn, or whatever the saying is.
Sorry, it is midnight. It just.
Too many early starts. We are infinite. We tell tales, and we may or may not be monkeys. We're going to be all over the shop in the next coming days and weeks. We've got D&D tomorrow, which I'll be DMing, and IMT's going to be joining us for that, doing production, as well as his awesome dwarf Adric, who likes to decapitate and squash and meld people with his hammer. And so look out
I'm
for
gonna throw
that.
him out of a window.
We've got the offline D&D in the day.
Yeah, which Daddy is the DM for, and so that's the Mysteries of Black Claw.
How's that going?
Very well. For now.
Is chaotic? Is it? Are they better or more chaotic than us?
No comment.
Oh, interesting.
I can't believe anyone would be more chaotic than us.
No, they're not. I think that's why he said no comment.
Yeah, they're also not less chaotic.
Do
You gotta remember his Infinity is in that group. That's all you gotta remember.
is any of us going to be doing anything outside of Infinite Monkey Tales and that is relevant? I know I'm going to be streaming, doing some virtual reality,
Midlife crisis.
playing some skateboarding in VR, having a midlife crisis. I'll be saving up for my red Corvette or whatever it is.
It's fine. Just remember the red skateboards go faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, red is a faster colour. It's scientific fact.
The best part of the whole stream while he was doing is when he actually got his real skateboard out and stood with VR stuff on top of a real skateboard, trying to balance and do the flips with the hands.
I think it's kind of just an
almost fell
accident
off.
waiting to happen, right?
Yeah.
That is,
I mean,
that's a trip to casualty in waiting.
Skateboard back.
VR to ER. Yep.
Yeah, right.
It was controlled, and with limited effect. So yeah, we'll be doing a bit more VR skate, definitely. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
This got released today. Apparently, all my efforts saw me at the end of the pre-access period before it went live. Before anybody else got their hands on it, I was third in the entire world out of all the testers and out of all the people that were playing it ahead of the launch. I was third. My run was so I might.
And it got launched today. So
It's
what
got
now
launched.
are
Where
you?
now?
Yeah. He got the best score on the tutorial level.
Give it time. I'll be right back where it belongs.
Okay, so where did you end up today then when it got launched?
No, it won't happen that quickly because you really do need to practice that game. It's not something that you can just jump in and get huge scores. So I'll be good for a while yet, and I'm going to play some more tonight.
I would love it if like half an hour after it launches, someone
So-
really mastered it.
So if
Oh,
anybody
that'll happen,
wants to,
It'll be like a 15 or 14-year-old.
So big shout out.
Croy
for...
will be awake till 4 a.m. again.
Big shout out for VR Skater that launched the independent studio from Germany, and if you have virtual reality and you like cool games that are easy to pick up and hard to master, then VR Skater, check it out now. It's available for, I think it's only like 14 quid or something. It's actually relatively well priced considering the number of hours. Anybody else? Lloyd, we always ask you if you're going to be streaming because you do stream sometimes.
Yeah, no, I've just been on a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's this year. Yeah, I'll post some updates whenever I do get back onto it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And any more Andy and Angie shows coming up?
We haven't scheduled anything at the minute because I think it's a little bit hard with work and all the games and running the Discord and the calendar and the YouTubes and yeah.
Cool.
My staying up late is I've got to get into the habit. I'm not in year.
So we've got D&D.
What she's saying is she's old and she can't do it.
D&D tomorrow, and then we're going to be looking at John Hicks's game as well and discussing about getting that streamed as well.
In
which is gonna be
Darkest
awesome.
Warrens on
So,
Sunday.
Yeah. I've got
Some
the
fantasy
presentation.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if John Hicks runs all of his games at the same pace, but if he does, it's going to be.
Oh
an
wow,
absolute
you lot are going to be on your toes.
roller coaster. Yeah. Right then.
What's
So
the
thank you
second
very
episode?
much. Who are we raiding? That is the question.
Oh gosh, I didn't even look.
That is the
Raid?
question. We do these things at the end to go and find somebody who's playing a tabletop role-playing game who we think are awesome,
I've not even looked because I'm on mod review.
and then we find out if we can all jump over there. So don't go
Fine,
anywhere
quick,
just
Nick.
yet.
It was Mimar, isn't it? Yeah, well, there's Mimar. Quick. Mimar's on. Ballsy's on as well, but that's the only. Trouble is when you go on this time of night, you have to check them because if they've already been on like that, someone's been on 3 hours there.
Yeah.
So they're probably finishing.
Yeah.
What's me more?
Someone's been on KOB Dungeons and Dragons. They've been on 1 hour and 9 minutes. KOIBU.
Oiby.
Hang on. Yeah. Okay. Give me that again. Sorry.
Oh, KOIBU.
Oibu.
Have we read these guys before?
I don't know. I follow them, so
Oh, okay. Good. Do you know anything about them, or will we just jump in? Right. Let's do it.
even if I did, doesn't mean I'd remember it.
True. We are going to go and see what these guys are up to other than Dungeons and Dragons. There we go. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been a pleasure having your company today. Thank you very much for all the bits, for
See you
the
all tomorrow.
raids, for the visits, for the subs, all of that stuff. Absolutely awesome. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.